want to be right.
What would Socrates say to that?
It tickles my fancy.
Okay.
Goosies.
I don't have hair.
Oof.
You got Marcos.
That's not. No, that's not.
Wait.
Yeah,
That's true. You do got me. Get over here, Marcus. Let me look at you.
They don't want it.
Tobin and Leroy, ready to deploy. Had to hit it with a little journalism, but that was a decoy. Better have about me, boy. Okay, Leroy and Tobin, hold to the show, man. Still in the sauce with the show, and till then it's Harpoon open. Sometimes go taste like a snowman. No proof, I'm a lie about a motor. No proof, like I always wanted him. I never hated him. I never traded him. And if I did, I never ever traded him. You know what is a star? Like another city, the driver's side floor. Gucci get large, so many more. 10 in the more, never a bar. Hey, 10 in the more, 2 to the P. Nothing to you, but it's something to me. Handsome as ever and cute as can be. You can watch us on YouTube and view it for free. Ay. This one time for the Twitch. This one time for the text. This one time for the phone line. Whole time, what they gonna do next?
You know, I just wish you guys would stop the quibbling.
Marcos made a bad mistake, dude. Leroy.
What?
Big mistake,
I
dude.
realize my.
Why is he wearing the Amish quilt?
Hey.
Big mistake, because what he didn't know was that I was already a Cafe Bustelo and 2 Celsius in when I got here. And then he goes, want to top off a little more cafecito?
I gave him one of those.
And I was like,
yeah, he didn't even look at me when he said yes.
yeah.
Oh, he did the no look.
Let's get it going for a Friday, baby.
Yep.
Holy hell. We got a lot to get to here. We got some NFL football, but we got a big night tonight. It is Udonis Haslem Night at the arena. UD number 40 going up into the rafters. Goosies galore. We got it all here for you. We're going to get goosed up with some montages, some big time UD moments. Then we're going to get the Goosies because we got the great Bernie Kosar stopping by today. And he is just, you know what he is, dude? He's just vibes. Like, I know that he's got his coffee.
A beacon of positivity.
A beacon of positivity, dude. He's not only a Canes legend. He's not only a former Dolphin. He's not only Leroy's favorite quarterback and teammate, but he's also just a beacon of positivity and vibes, dude. So it's all happening for us, all right? It is all happening for us. Maybe the Heat make a trade ski. You know, I'm not going to will it into existence, but who knows? Who knows what's going to happen here today?
Hey, you watch what old show pony does. Tobin is a beacon of positivity.
Well, yeah, bacon is always just positive. I wanted to do a Dunkin' Donuts the other day, Leroy, and I was like, snack bacon, eh? Don't hate it.
That's stupid.
Yeah.
That's
Oh,
stupid.
it's delicious.
No. Let me explain something to you. Bacon can only be eaten in these ways. You can do drive-by bacon. That means when breakfast is being cooked,
Oh, yeah.
while the eggs are being cooked, the bacon's sitting there, you know, nice and crispy. You can grab one and go, right? That's, you know, casual bacon. You can eat your bacon with your breakfast. Bacon and eggs, bacon and pancakes, bacon, right? Bacon on a sandwich or a sub. However,
say it again.
However, if you go into a sub place, sometimes they raggedy bacon is.
They got some
lamp.
floppy bacon. That's true.
I tell you who doesn't though. Who's the
Down
sub
the hall,
place?
down the road.
No. Jersey Mike's.
Oh,
They got a whole trough of crispy bacon.
Wow, they do it right.
Pre-made. They scramble it all. They do it all up, and it's just waiting there. So
How's
when you
Publix
get
bacon? You ever do Publix bacon on
Yes.
a sandwich? Is it
no,
decent?
they don't. No, they don't. They can't make it crack. It's already. You know, you go to Publix, you can buy bacon. It's already cooked. It's not crispy, but it's cooked.
Yeah.
That's what they put on there.
Man.
It's not bacon if you don't have the crunch, people. The
Sure.
crunch is what makes the bacon go.
When you're cooking your own bacon, but one to me like kind of turtles up, like it kind of shrivels up, but gets a little bit. Oh, that's my favorite.
That's the best one.
That's the best one.
Oh
dude.
yeah, you go. Oh, this one here. This one here.
This is
Hey,
the best one, dude.
woo!
My
Hey,
mouth's watering now.
Wow.
hey, I'm gonna tell you what. But if you make a sandwich, say if you make a turkey sandwich or whatever sandwich, and you lay that crisp bacon on the top, and then you take that first bite and oh, you are in heaven.
Man.
So yes, but eating bacon like French fries, I'm out.
Yeah. Oh man, what's this guy want to say? Yeah, 560, you're on the air.
Yeah, hey, I got a comment on bacon.
Go ahead.
Yeah, man, I'll tell you what, a couple years ago, I had 2 pounds of extra bacon. I put it on like a baking sheet and baked it in the oven until it was crispy and like about 8 inches long. Put it on the bar where we had cocktails and put 2 pounds of bacon standing up the strips in the glasses. The bacon lasted 10 minutes. It was eaten by everybody. Everybody wanted more.
Wow.
If I go somewhere and they have bacon appetizers, I'm coming back.
Yeah, you know, like they always
No, come on, dude.
we always trying to bacon wrap something, but like, what
Yeah.
about if we just walked around a cocktail party and somebody had the crispy bacon?
Crispy.
But here's the deal. Listen. Now I'm gonna be honest. If you got bacon standing at attention and it looks crispy, I'll bite.
Of course.
Right? But I'm not
Bacon's so good, dude.
I'm not going to a event and hoping they have crispy bacon. Right? It's a side note.
I like bacon with syrup. I like bacon with chocolate.
What?
Chocolate?
Yeah.
Really?
Just a little bit of chocolate.
Now, maple bacon?
Look at that.
Oh, my goodness.
Now we're talking.
Maple bacon?
Oh,
What
man.
about you ever had the black pepper bacon?
Oh, I have. The spice.
Just want to give the shout out to the Dolphins for not snapping a 24 year streak of winning playoff games, so we could just have this segment to talk about bacon on a football.
This is
I just want to give a shout out to him.
Hey, I tell you what. I tell you where bacon doesn't make it. Tailgate.
No, I don't. I mean, unless somebody's doing
some people have their flat irons
they're
out
doing
there,
their thing out there.
but nobody ever really goes bacon. If you have a cheese, listen. If you bring me over your house, and you say we got cheeseburgers, I'm like, with bacon.
Business picked up.
Business picks up.
Super Bowl party this year, bacon cheeseburgers.
Ooh. No. I got a new thing.
Oh,
A new thing. We hitting world famous.
Oh, dude.
That's right.
Wow. All right. We'll take a quick break. Those were our headlines of bacon brought to us by the new Palmetto Ford Super Center. Why buy a truck at a car store? Palmetto Ford.
We know trucks. Hey, Piggy, back that ass up.
We'll give you some Udonis Haslem Goosies on the other side. Bernie Kosar going to join us later on this hour. Back after this.
WQA.
Out on the wing, baseline jump shot, won't go, rebound to Bibby, and Bibby holds on, hands it to LeBron, down the floor to UD, and UD slammed it. Oh, UD with a huge right-hand jam.
Oh, he crushed it and fell hard, but pops right up. The Heat are running away right now, up 11.
Letting the clock run right down to 10. Wade. Now 9-8. And they blitz Wade. Nothing going. Wade on the wing. UD at the elbow. The jumper, good. UD.
Oh.
How about UD with 9 in this period? And that's going to be it. Miami will take the ball timeline and over and just hold on. And the Heat have evened up this series with a big win here in Chicago. Miami had to win one here in the Windy City, and they have taken the wind right out of the United Center. The final score, Miami 85, Chicago 75.
I mean, he's the player of the game, no question about it. I mean, we've been missing him all year. No one really talks about that. No one really talks about what UD means to this team. And for him to come out and play that way, very aggressively, and go 8 for 10 for us, and really get into the fight, helping us rebound the ball, just shows a lot to his determination, his heart, and his dedication to, to coming back, before he was supposed to, because he worked that hard. So we don't win this game without him, and now we're glad they get him back, and hopefully he can keep going.
It's what we've been waiting on since November. I'm happy for him, just putting in the time and the effort on, just getting back to game shape, feeling healthy, feeling confident, and he helped change the game for us tonight, bringing that energy and effort, finishing above the rim, getting offensive rebounds and making some big shots in the third quarter when it was like they was making a run. He made a few outside jumpers. So, his energy and effort and his will is key for our team.
Yeah, it's been difficult, not knowing when my number is going to be called. But, yeah, I just stay focused. I continue to work every day with Coach Keith Askins. The coaching staff has been patient with me. My teammates have been patient with me. And, we saw some results tonight.
I think we're all happy, not just because of what he gave us. I mean, just the fact that he was out there and, trying his best. I mean, UD only has one speed, and that's go. And, just what he's done and what he's been through this whole season, that just shows how tough he is and how mentally strong he is to come back and participate.
It was certainly inspirational, the minutes he gave us, and that's who he's been his entire career. He's always led us in charges taken, hits, dives on the floor. We chart all those things, and he's the all-time leader in all of our defensive categories. He's smart, he's tough, does all the little intangibles, and that's why we've always said that the image of a Miami Heat player, that's Udonis Haslem.
Oh, baby. Goosies galore. Goosies galore.
I can't believe Spo used the.
Well, it's before we cracked the code. I mean,
Okay.
Goosies. Before we cracked the code many years later, Leroy. That was
Okay.
Game 2, 2011 finals against the Chicago Bulls. He had been injured all year. Was it Rudy Gay's foot he landed on, or OJ Mayo? I forget who it was in Memphis. I feel like it was Rudy Gay. Rudy Gay's foot in Memphis, and it ruined Udonis Haslem's foot for the entire season. It happened like in November. Mind you, that was a Heat team that basically that was like the OG. We're gonna spend all our money on 3 guys, and they had 2 other guys they could pay on the role players. It was Mike Miller, Udonis Haslem, and UD's foot basically exploded on that play. And he had not come back up until that point and swung the series. I mean, he had to win in Chicago. They got their asses kicked in game 1, and he started dunking on all of the Chicago Bulls in that game.
Was that the year Derrick Rose won MVP?
Yes, it was.
Okay.
Yes, it was. And there was a huge Heat Chicago collision course that was going to be set for that Eastern Conference Finals. They had diced through Boston that series beforehand. And Rajon Rondo with the ass up on the alley-oop for the Miami Heat. But they come back in the series, and they needed some that was the thing with Tibbs and the Bulls, always physical. And
the score would let you know that was no recent.
What was the final score there?
85-75. College games are score higher than that now.
My God, what a time. What a
Wait,
time.
I
Yeah.
wonder what we would call that if we saw a game play out like that. I mean, like, there's no
That's
such thing as third quarter
PSC
when you
time.
only score 85.
Oh man, crazy. I mean, the game, what was it the other night? The Nets was 88-88 going into overtime. I was like, what is this?
Yeah.
But was that because it was great defense or just bad basketball?
Oh, it was some bad shooting, dude.
Right,
It
that's
was
what I'm
the
saying.
worst shooting I've ever seen in my life.
Right.
It was so piss poor. It was really bad that first.
I think nowadays,
Who said it was played in the cement?
I think nowadays teams do a better job of getting open shots and more guys are able to hit those open shots. You don't have just a couple of guys.
Oh, the
on
shooting's
your
crazy,
team.
right?
Right. You don't have just a couple of guys who can make shots, right?
Yeah.
You go 1 through 5, most of your guys can make those little mid-range jump shots and take it to the rim and have ball skills and stuff like that, except for Rudy Gobert.
The shooting is crazy right now, and the guys who are the best at it, the efficiency has just gotten wild. But yeah, man, that was a huge game. I remember I was at a Lebitard watch party that night. Saw Lebitard do the fist bump. You know, he denied it for many years, but I saw it. It was in person. I think it was at CJ's Draft House in Deerfield Beach. I don't even know if that's still open.
Wow, you definitely keep your receipts on that.
No, I remember. I was like, oh, because I was excited because there was a Lebitard watch party that was actually near my house. I was
Still
like,
exists, by the way.
I was excited to go. And when Udonis Haslem came into that game, you got to remember, guys, like that team was hated. Everybody hated that team nationally. Everybody. I'm not talking like they ignore us. The bums won't talk about it. Everybody talked about it, and they were rooting against that team. They loved Derrick Rose.
Oh my goodness.
God. They loved
Derrick Rose, and dude didn't talk.
They loved humble Derrick Rose.
Wasn't that crazy? He
Crazy.
didn't even talk. He didn't talk.
Well, we'll take a quick break here. Our guy, Bernie Kosar, he's going to join us next. All right, welcome back, everybody.
Day and night. I toss and turn. I keep
Tobin and Leroy here with you, 560 WQAM. Take you up until 2 here on the program. Gonna link up here with Bernie Kosar and just
I always wonder about my guy.
He was there. He was there.
But here's the thing. He says, like, I go back and forth with him yesterday. He says, send me the link. I'm like, all right, as soon as I get it, I'll send it to you. I'll forward it to you. Thanks. But then I know he needs help. Like, he needs some younger assistance.
But he was linked in.
I know, but
we saw him.
Hey.
Where did he go?
I don't know, man.
He's elusive.
He is elusive.
Hey, can I just say something? Bernie's been a lot of things in his day. Elusive is not one of them. That's the first time he ever yelled at me.
Really?
Yeah. So
trying to think he could move around.
No. So here's the deal. When you first get into the league, you hear this about all young running backs. They can't pass protect, so we can't put them in the game.
Right.
Right. I could pass protect. So I was able to get in the game early, even if it was on, third downs. So one time we run a play. I am blocking my ass off. I am so proud that I'm not getting the quarterback killed as a young fella. I say the team gonna love it. I'm blocking. The guy rolls out. I'm blocking. Right? Finally, Bernie just throws the ball away. I'm on my back because the guy, threw me down eventually. And he says, hey, man, if I'm scrambling, get open because I ain't bleeping running. I was like, wow, okay.
Whatever you say.
Hold on. Let's
Whatever
see.
you say.
He is on.
He's not on. He was on. He's not on anymore. I don't know where he went.
All I know is
maybe tell him to click the link again. Let's try one more time. He was there. I swear to God. Like he was like he linked up. Oh, I see him. I started. He's logging in now.
Okay.
Settled there. We'll get Bernie Kosar here, who joins us on the Toyota of Hollywood guest live shot hundreds of Toyotas indoors in one of America's largest showrooms at Toyota of Hollywood on 441 between Hollywood and Sheridan. Bernie Kosar joining us here on the program once again. Bernie, what's going on?
Good morning, guys. Good to be with you.
Hey, Bernie, you tried to do it by yourself this morning? You tried to do it by yourself this morning?
Yeah, I'm technology challenged in the Ohio snowstorm right now. Yeah.
Yeah, it is Udonis Haslem Day, Bernie. We're very excited for him. A Miami legend like yourself getting a chance to get honored like that. And just always a hard worker. Like, I mean, anything that ever just stood out to you about UD and his time with the Miami Heat?
His longevity and his leadership absolutely are two things that jump to mind right away. But then just not longevity and leadership. When he got on the field and on the court, he actually produced. And he produced consistently over multiple decades. So as a guy who is proud to say I played 12 years in the league, I can't fathom the physical toll that UD went through and all the productivity that he's brought to the Miami Heat. And then to be there for one place for his whole career. It's an honor to say I know him, and it's awesome of you guys to be doing shout outs to him today.
So Bernie, the Dolphin season came to an end this week. It was a tough one to watch in those frigid conditions. What were your impressions of that KC Dolphins game this past week?
So it brought back a lot of memories of playing in a couple of games that were minus 20 wind chill. I was chuckling at the first couple segments you guys had today, that between the Dolphins and the Browns games last week, that on a football Friday, we were talking about Brustello coffee and bacon wrapped around what we're going to do for our Super Bowl festivities. So half of that is good for your health and wellness. I'm not sure about the other half. I'm going to work on you guys on some of your bacon choices and some of your eating habits as we do this journey together, my brothers.
So, Bern, one of the things that, I try to tell people because we're so quick to label somebody as not the guy, right? And fans are impatient, organizations get impatient, but how can you possibly justify getting rid of or even suggesting you get rid of a guy who led the league in passing?
Right. So I am, hey, and I know we could do and coming here from Cleveland with some of our lack of success this century, the Dolphins and Tobes, we were talking or listening to you talk in the first segment about being 24 years of a playoff drought and stuff, and some of the ramifications that goes with the quarterback that comes along with those expectations and that streak unfortunately continuing. But I'm all in on Mike McDaniel and that staff. I really love it. And I love what Tua has been able to do. And with him leading the league and throwing, like Leroy, you're mentioning right there, being the AFC Pro Bowl starter, that type of conditions this past weekend in Kansas City. I know we have to be ready for those type conditions, but I'm not sure any quarterback right now would be fair to kind of put them up against that, given the conditions the other day. And I just know myself, I started preparing for games like that in January. And Leroy knows I was annoying about going out in October, November, in the bad weather and getting used to it. And you could see Patrick Mahomes and Andy Reid, Travis Kelce and those guys, the benefits of practicing in that miserable, hellish weather day in and day out paid dividends for Kansas City at the detriment of the Dolphins and then / Tua. And now Tua's getting a lot of these type questions, but I think the synergy that him and Coach McDaniel have and the level of taking it to the next level of his throwing this past year, I actually love the way he really didn't miss any plays because of injuries last year. The concussion thing that I was one of the guys that was bluntly and privately concerned for his health and wellness, to see him kind of get through a year like that. And then, unfortunately, in that horrible condition of frozen fields the other day, he did take some hits. And I do love how, he judiciously ran throughout the season and with the play calling and running, stayed away from that. But as the season went along, and even in the KC game, you saw Tua using his legs some and then taking a couple of hits. And I'm not saying it's good he took a couple hits, but he did take a couple hits and didn't end up with the concussion issue and stuff. So as punishing as that game was, and as challenging as maybe some of the people are on Tua right now, I really like the growth he had through the course of the season. And careful what you wish for, okay? Because change for change's sake, if you don't get it right, and we here in Cleveland have been challenged of trying to get the quarterback situation right, again, most of this century, and I don't say that as a shot, as somewhat of a joke, but it's actually accurate. So I feel the same way with Tua and Coach McDaniel now, kind of growing into the next year. But if I could add, it's imperative, like, look at the mess that Dallas and Jerry Jones is having with Dak Prescott's $59 million contract. There is a balance right now. Chris Greer with 29 free agents and an inordinate amount of free agents, unfortunately, for the Dolphins on the offensive line and Wilkins on the defensive line. Okay. But that offensive line free agents, there's a direct correlation to the success of us quarterbacks like Tua and myself. Well, we absolutely need our offensive line and guys like Leroy to help our overall game.
I want to kind of about that, Bernie. Like, it is such a team game. Leroy always kind of gets on me that I'm too quarterback obsessed, but you guys know the burden of that. Like, you're the face of the franchise. You're on the commercials and everything. So, like, what is that like being the face of the organization, knowing that you'll probably get an inordinate amount of blame, but you'll get all the credit? How does a QB like Tua at his age, everyone's going to say he's not the guy, you're not this, you're not that, knowing that it is such a team game. What's that, I guess, mental tug of war like for a QB?
Tobes, great question. It's from a oracle, from a speech perspective, we're going to say the right things. We're going to say it doesn't bother us. We're going to say that it isn't a factor. As a young guy, deep down it is. So it's imperative that, yes, you say the right thing, but there's exponentially a massive positive influence when your head coach and is all in on you. And I love how Mike McDaniels never wavers when he talks about his love, confidence, belief in Tua, not just as a person, but as a quarterback and player. And although we say we don't need that type stuff, when your coach really buys into you and your coach really believes in you, that creates not only a synergistic work environment, but it creates that positiveness in us. And Leroy, we joke about how I like to be positive, and I really do look at it through my sunglasses of positivity. That actually amplifies our confidence. And again, we're trying to all pretend we're cool. We're all trying to pretend we have all the answers and nothing bothers us, especially us quarterbacks when we're playing. But deep down, there is some doubts and there is some anxiety that goes with that. And with those doubts and with that anxiety, when it creeps into your head, it's hard to pull the trigger. And one of the things, too, was exceptional with this year was his ability to just let it rip over the middle of the field in that 12 to 18-yard range where it's over the linebacker's head, but before the safeties decapitate Tyreek Hill and the receivers. That's not easy to do. Yes, that's easier to do in a South Florida environment. It was miserable to do in a Kansas City snowstorm, but that's the anomaly, the latter. And I think the way he's been able to have that confidence and that belief is a direct correlation to kind of the love and trust that Coach McDaniels and that staff gives him.
Isn't that something? Who's been saying that all year? Let me look around.
Yeah.
I don't know. Now, Bernie says it, and you're like all in.
Hey, well, Leroy, actually, and again, I want, as an old guy here, sitting here, I want everybody to look at me as super confident, super awesome quarterback that always had good results and stuff. But Leroy, you came into the league and came into the Browns, and in a part of my career where I was coming off some really good years. Yeah. Okay, I had a couple good years, and I had some good coaches. I had really good coaches my whole career, but different mannerisms and different ways of leading and coaching us. And bluntly, I like to say that I was good no matter what. Okay, so as you look behind me, I got the life-size Bernie in the Browns.
I love it.
With a really emotional hat that my grandfather wore for the Hurricanes Nebraska game for the 1983 National Championship. And that confidence and belief that Howard Snellenberger, that Jimmy Johnson showed me, that belief in me absolutely led to me being such a belief. And I don't want to say cocky, but you need a level of arrogance and cockiness to believe that you're the man and you're able to go out there. And I'm super proud of my college career and the first part of my pro career. But towards the end of my pro career, especially in Cleveland, Leroy is firsthand a witness to some of the things that happen when a quarterback doesn't have all of his confidence and doesn't have all his belief from his head coach. And I'm not trying to pick on Coach Belichick or some of the things that happened with me, Leroy, early in his career. But I actually was not as good as a quarterback as I needed to be because and I wouldn't admit it to Leroy. I could barely admit it in the year 2024, but a little bit of that limited confidence, limited belief in myself, sadly correlated to the field, and the productivity wasn't there like I liked, like I wanted, like I needed. And I see the antithesis in Miami right now, so I commend the organization. I really commend Mike McDaniels and that staff for that belief and confidence that they show in Tua. And like to Leroy's point, he led the league in passing. So sometimes we use the phrase F&E, false enthusiasm, false praise, just kind of getting it to stroke our ego so that we believe in ourselves. I genuinely believe that Coach McDaniel and that staff genuinely believes in Tua. And that comes across in him being confident to let that ball go because he throws it early and he throws the receivers open. And that's not the norm coming out of college. And that's not the norm for even a lot of NFL quarterbacks that Tua already confidently possesses.
You and Leroy were both talking last week. One of the things that kind of worried you with the Texans was that they were going to be too ignorant to know what states
my goodness.
Bernie, that's CJ Stroud. Oh my God. How far you think this guy can take? I mean, they got a monster matchup this week against the Ravens, but like, does this guy blow you away? Like, you think you could, like, they could actually pull this thing off?
Absolutely. Unfortunately, absolutely yes is the short answer to that. And even last week, again, I'm a big homer as I'm rooting for the Dolphins, the Browns, the Canes. But the way CJ Stroud plays as a rookie, he's been had an amazing season, had an amazing game, unfortunately, and he is just gifted and talented. And I actually think, and I love Lamar Jackson, and I hate to say it here in Cleveland, but the Baltimore Ravens have more old school Cleveland Browns people within their organization. So I have somewhat of a kindred spirit towards a lot of the Baltimore guys because I know a lot of them. And Lamar Jackson, who I love, but he's had some playoff demons. And again, we're just talking about confidence and belief. And we're going to say it doesn't bother us. I know myself. I lost my first playoff game in 1985. And then 1986, I'm playing in another playoff game, and I throw 2 picks back-to-back to blow the game. My confidence was poor. If I go on to lose that game, hey, who knows how that confidence and belief in myself materializes. Lamar's the NFL MVP. Lamar, though, has had some games in the playoffs where if he starts out a little rough, that demon, that seed of uncertainty could pop into his head. And CJ Stroud and their offensive coordinator, Bob Slowick, they're on game right now. I mean, they diced us with that game plan. And then his ability to execute that game plan was really Picasso-ish. And I'm a massive Browns fan that does not want to give much credit to the Texans.
Are you amazed at how young he is? Not only how young he is, but just how calm and nonchalant he was making these plays like no big deal. That's terrifying if you're watching football and you're a fan of the other team. Like, you can't break this kid.
Yeah, absolutely. And even after the game, the way he deferred and deflected all the praise to his guys and to his teammates and to his organization, to see in the heat of the moment during the game. And again, I used to pretend I wasn't excited. I used to pretend I was stoic and cool and the leader. Inside, I was jumping up and down and fired up when he'd get a big touchdown like that. And to see CJ Stroud just matter of fact, it look cool, look mature out there. The veterans on that team and the young guys on that team, that's absolutely the influence. That's absolutely the leader that you want for your team.
Bernie, speaking of leaders, this Mario Cristobal did it again with getting Cam Ward to the U. Like, it seemed like he was going to go to the NFL, then all of a sudden, rabbit out of his hat, he's got his quarterback. Just your impressions of Mario Cristobal being able to continue to pull it out with these crazy recruiting pitches. Transfer portals changed some things, but like it's got to infuse a lot for that program, the excitement that they feel like they got their guy after having some issues with TVD last year.
God, do I love you guys. I feel like I was in the production meeting and I asked some of the questions to talk about this. Can we, and not being biased with my grandfather's University of Miami national championship hat on behind me, but for Mario Cristobal, and again, I know a lot of people say the transfer portal has confused and ruined the game of football, or college football on the hat. You need to embrace change. And University of Miami and Mario Cristobal, we've embraced change. And to be able to go out there and financially compete with anybody, to be able to get players and stuff, and then to not take no for an answer, and then also to constantly be wanting to improve ourselves. So whether it's the guys around us, but again, I'm super biased as an ex-QB. The QB is where it starts and finishes a lot of the time. And to get Cam Ward from Washington State, 25 touchdown passes last year, 7 interceptions. Heck, he ran for 8 touchdowns. I don't think I got half that amount in my whole NFL career.
No,
So
you
to
did
see,
not.
Leroy, don't be so quick to agree with that. But
Hey, that was the first time you ever yelled at me because I thought I was blocking for you to run.
Oh, I know. And that's how you got all those touchdown catches.
Yes.
Exactly. Hey, and for Cam Ward, who could actually run on top of massive arm talent. I'd love to see the interjection of him with the talent around him and his experience right now. So, the way he has that athleticism, the way Mario Cristobal is loading up with the talent around him, I really think from a Canes perspective that this is something to take us to the next level. Now, one of the things I'm really fixated on in just about any offense right now, college or pros, and we struggled in this in the Browns game the other day, and I was struggled at the end of my career thinking I had to be cool. I had to have 5 receivers. I had to spread everybody out. I only had to do 5-man protection. I'm Mr. Shotgun. I'm Mr. 2-minute drill. There's absolutely, I love that. Absolutely, you need to be able to do that. But Jim Harbaugh, the Michigan national championship, I'm not saying this to stroke Leroy, but congrats on that. That type system, the running game's imperative in the NFL with the play action game in the NFL and in college, and it's moving more into college too. So I'd like to see a little more interwovenness or interjection of a little under center, maybe some of the run game type play action stuff, because what I'm watching with teams with continuity, consistency, and in toughness, and again, I'm maybe a little biased because on 4th and a half a foot on the half-yard line going in, I think it's tough to always be in the shotgun. So some of that stuff maybe we could add, and now you have a veteran quarterback like Cam Ward with awesome athleticism. I think that combination really plays well together.
He's the great Bernie Kosar. Go check out KosarCoffee.com. Leroy's been telling us about it this week.
I've been telling you.
Yeah.
I'll get you some.
Yeah, I'll get you some. I'll get you some swag and stuff too.
All right.
And Tobes, I heard you talking about Cafe Bustelo on the way in. The awesome Miami company that was good friends, and that's actually started my coffee fixation over a decade plus ago. The Pallone family in Miami, who started that and brought that to an awesome level. And the black coffee bean to be able to flush and detox our liver and brain. And I find it ironic that a great Miami espresso coffee like Bustelo was actually bought by Smuckers, and it's up here in Ohio now in this massive snowstorm. So we actually need some more coffee right now.
Gotta keep yourself warm, Bernie. Absolutely. Check it out, KosarCoffee.com, and on social media at Kosar Coffee. You guys have been hearing the Bernie talk about it, Leroy raving about it. Go check it on out. Bernie, it's always a pleasure, man. Thank you so much.
Before I go, though, I got to say I'm going to help work with you guys. I love your Super Bowl diet and stuff, but we're going to add a little bit of, besides the Kosar coffee, we're going to add some Kosar wellness to you, as I want to see my brothers hang out with me another couple decades and slamming down being the bacon testers all over the world. It's not going to add to your longevity, guys.
Totally fair. Totally fair. We'll take a break. Right. Back with more after this.
Love you guys.
Listen to WQAM for Cat Talk. I'll look at the pad.
It's time for our Tua.
It's our Tua. It's our Tua. It's our Tua. Tua, Tua, Tua. Tonga Vailoa. Not
Tua Tagovailoa.
A for effort. Dolphins quarterback.
Tua.
It's our Tua. It's our Tua.
Tua.
Tua, Tua, Tua. Tua, Tua, Tua. Can go to hell. Tua Tonga Vailoa. Dolphins quarterback.
Daddy loves you guys. Our Tua with Tobin and Leroy.
Check the history of
Two of the program, ladies and gentlemen.
Gotta tell you.
Yep.
I don't know if I want help on my bacon journey.
I don't know if I want to.
Like
you think I'm going to disagree with Bernie Kosar on, but
try to make me feel bad that I like bacon.
I'm all for the wellness journey. But if Bernie comes to your Super Bowl party, I'm going to be like, hey, Bernie, come on, just have an egg roll, dude.
Yeah,
just one, just for today, just for today.
That's okay.
Just for today, baby.
Cheat day.
Let's get to some headlines brought to you by the new Palmetto Ford Truck Super Center. Why buy your truck at a car store? Palmetto Ford.
We know trucks.
All right, so the Heat, they're back in action tonight. Of course, it is Udonis Haslem Night.
Don't lose on Udonis Haslem Night.
Oh, dude!
And here's the other thing. You better not be out there playing soft.
Don't lose.
Exactly, dude.
You can't be out there playing soft. In fact, old Dunks, we might give you the okay to go out there and go get your twofer.
I'm with you, dude.
2 personal fouls, 2 shots.
Make them count.
Make them count.
Make them count. 8 o'clock tip-off tonight from Kaseya Center. We do have a little bit of special programming coming your way tonight, a special edition of Krantz's Corner. Zach talked to Andy Ellisberg about Udonis Haslem, so you guys can catch that interview. Where we at 6 o'clock tonight, Marcos?
Yes.
And then the man himself, UD, sat down with Zach Krantz, so you get some time with UD himself in the lead up to that. We got preheat starting at 7:15 with Solana.
Let me tell you folks something. A lot of people have not heard, you know of Andy Ellisberg, but you haven't yet heard from him.
Yeah, it's a great interview.
It's hilarious.
He's very chatty. I heard the interview with Zach. It was really, really, or I watched the interview with Zach on our YouTube page. It was great. And so if you guys are listening after Hockey and Crowd today, you're getting the Goosies, you want to listen to some UD programming, we got that covered for you. Extra pregame coverage today starting at 6. So be on listen to that. Have your Odyssey app fired up. If you're heading down to the arena tonight, you got your 40 jerseys, whatever you got going on. It's going to be an exciting night tonight at the Kaseya Center. I saw Tim Reynolds tweet out, this is the list of players who are going to be in attendance tonight for UD's ceremony. And it is an extensive list. Everybody's going to be at UD night. Tim tweeted out, among the former players expected to attend tomorrow, Jason Williams, white chocolate in the building. Darrell Wright, of course, is a former teammate with the championship team, a very young Darrell Wright in many years with the Heat. Tim Hardaway is going to be in the building.
Mr. Crossover.
Mario Chalmers is going to be in the building. Solana's going to be excited about that. That's his GOAT. Quentin Richardson, Q-Rich, is going to be in the building. And making his return, Shane Battier is going to be making an appearance tonight for UD night. And of course, what Udonis Haslem Night would be complete without his running mate, Dwayne Wade. D Wade going to be in the building. And I would normally end with that because that is the crescendo, of course. How can you get better than D Wade going to be there tonight for Udonis Haslem Night? but the name that excited me the most,
Brendan Tobin.
I will be there, boots on the ground.
Oh.
But the former teammate who's going to be there,
Gogi.
Goran Dragic is going to be there. Gogi is in the building. Goran Dragic.
Hey, can I just say this? You know, we had Bernie, we were talking about Tua. Here's what we got. After all that positivity, well, we don't want any complaints if Tua becomes 2020's Ryan Tannehill, all the faith in the world, but nothing to show in the postseason. Here's what I would say, D-Sizzle.
Whoa.
Could you not say the same thing about Lamar Jackson?
Definitely
Two-time MVP.
Mm-hmm.
He has one playoff win. So, like, there's a lot of fan bases feeling this way because their team hasn't won.
Oh,
Can
man,
you say it about Josh Allen?
Nope.
Because during the course of a year, during the course of a postseason, he gonna do that thing.
Tell you
So,
one thing.
yeah.
I'll tell you one thing, though. How is it going to be? Like, you got your first Patrick Mahomes road game coming on up. If he beats Josh Allen and this mother bleeper gets another home game, especially if let's say CJ Stroud upsets the Ravens and Patrick Mahomes, like if we have both road teams win and this mother bleeper gets another conference championship in Arrowhead.
When it's gonna be 5
Oh,
below. So my question to you is this. I've been chewing on this and I was trying to figure out whether I give Paz Marcos this chili pepper.
Whoop.
Right?
Mm-hmm.
But here's my question. You have the Texans going into Baltimore, and you have Green Bay going into San Francisco. Both teams have had bumps in the road during the year. It hasn't been smooth, especially for San Francisco, who I think lost 3 in a row. Right? If I gave you a choice, what team would you say is more likely to get upset? Because both quarterbacks for the other teams are on fire. So Jordan Love and CJ Stroud have both been lighting it up.
I mean, the spread right now for Buffalo is -3. So it's essentially a pick 'em because they're the home team.
They don't play Buffalo.
Who are you talking about?
I said the Texans
Mhm.
or Green Bay. They're the biggest.
Oh, my bad. My bad. I thought you said NFC. My bad.
Thanks for paying attention.
I was sending
like,
JFig.
Like,
On the table? I didn't realize.
even Marcos looked around like, where are we?
Jordan Love against the Niners or CJ Stroud against the Ravens. Both 9.5-point spreads.
Yep.
I have the least faith in Brock Purdy.
It's not, you know what? You can look at it that way, but we've been saying that about Brock Purdy for 2 years.
That's true.
So at some point you got to let that go. Right? But I'm saying, like, sometimes and we could say this about Cincinnati when they went to the Super Bowl. Right? Like, they just seem like they didn't have a care in the world. There's no pressure on them or anything like that. Right? And here we are with 2 quarterbacks who've been playing really well.
Yep.
And I mean, CJ Stroud just dismantled the #1 defense in the league like it was nothing.
Yep.
So, like, I'm looking at these 2 games and I'm like, yeah, on paper it looks like it should be blowouts.
I think I'm going to go with Jordan Love. And that's
Really?
just simply because the Ravens have just looked so overwhelming, and they even overwhelmed the Niners.
Uh-huh.
You know,
I got you.
So I'm going to go with it's more likely for me that Jordan Love is going to go and beat the Niners than it is. And it's also nice conditions. What is it? 62 in Cali.
Oh yeah, it's nothing.
Cali guy going back. I think,
Well,
I think,
CJ Stroud played in Ohio State. So
yeah,
we
he's
good.
used to it.
We
Yeah,
good.
it's not a weather thing.
Right. I got to tell you, I'm going to take CJ Stroud for this reason.
Swagger.
Just the sheer ignorance. And I don't mean dumb. the sheer ignorance of that team and those players of where they are, right? They're just playing football. They don't know what the circumstances are. They're just out there playing good football. And those are the teams that are toughest to beat because the circumstances and the situation doesn't mean anything to them. They just want to play good football, right? So when you saw them play against Cleveland, it could have been the first week of the season. They're just out there trying to execute. So I would agree with you and say that if you had to pick the weaker of the two teams after seeing what Baltimore did to San Francisco, you would think San Francisco is most vulnerable. But if I am a team or a fan, I'm more terrified of the Texans because they just don't know any better.
Yeah,
they don't have any scars. They don't have the Lamar Jackson scars that Bernie was talking about. They don't have the Josh Allen scars that everybody was talking about. They don't have those scars.
It's gonna be interesting, man. It's a fun. There's really not a boring matchup amongst all of them.
All of them have intrigue. I think people are going to look at. They're going to probably play up the Chiefs and the Bills the most.
Yeah, understandably so.
Right?
Understandably so. And these are big, and they're big point. Like Saturday, both of these are almost double-digit point spreads, so it doesn't feel like they should be good games, but you never know.
You do realize who you're talking to, right?
I understand.
11.5-point favorites.
I don't always want to bring it up to you.
I know, but I'm just saying that. So when I talk about these games, I got scar tissue. I got scar tissue that I've been trying to get rid of for 30 years, 20-something years, and it don't go away. You all, every time the playoffs come, oh, this is right. Oh, yeah. Like, even though I scored 3 touchdowns in divisional playoffs, I ain't going to talk about that. That was lovely. Yeah. Still a record to this day, receiving and rushing.
Wow.
Yeah.
I know I'm not allowed to go wailing with the Heat because I swore.
Nope. Listen, we are not even opening that door. We're not walking down that hall because see, here's what I don't want you to do because we don't want to have to get you, right? I don't want you on the fringes of being called a liar. And that's what you do. You try to find the fringe of where you can have conversations or whatever. Now, I will say this. If somebody reported something, you have an obligation to mention that report. No feelings. No feelings. Just the facts. Not what you think.
Well, all I was going to say was I said I wouldn't wail with the Heat. I never said anything about the Dolphins.
Ooh.
Back after this.
But first,
Bernie Kosar.
So you guys know how I feel about Bernie, and you hear us talk to him. We have the deepest love and affection for Bernie because he is one of the most positive guys I know. And playing with him for a number of years, being his friend for a number of years, I've seen what he's gone through with the 40-plus surgeries, the 100 concussions. He was in a bad spot. But you know what he said to me? I realized that food is medicine, and he started changing what he put into his body. So Bernie started creating wellness products, and one of them is coffee. He has vitamin D in the coffee and resveratrol, which is nature's miracle antioxidant and an anti-inflammatory. The combination of these ingredients is only exclusive to Kosar Coffee. So here's what you need to do. Go to kosarcoffee.com, look at the menu, get you some coffee. And the one thing you need to know about Bernie, as you saw when he left, he believes you deserve to be healthy because you matter.
Yeah. Yeah.
Welcome back, everybody. Tobin and Leroy here with you. 560 WQAM. Take you up until 2 here on the program. Play Tickle My Fancy coming on up. It's Udonis Haslem Night. You guys can hear all that tonight here. Jason Jackson, Amy Audibert on the call. Tommy Tig, Alejandro Solano will get you ready for the action. And also mention you got a special edition of Krantz's Corner coming your way at 6 p.m. tonight. I will be boots on the ground tonight. And it should be Goosies galore.
Bringing him a gift?
No.
Classless, dude.
What do you mean?
Going to the retirement without a gift?
What should I bring some wine? Like, I feel like he's going to get gifts from people like he actually cares about. You know, like D-Wade and Bam are going to give him gifts.
Yeah, exactly.
The last time Bam gave him a gift, he left the rocking chair at the arena.
That's true. Well, you know, it's like his statue for now. Does Haslem get a statue eventually?
I would like that.
Yeah.
I would like
gotta
that.
have the blood.
I would like that. I would like that. Him just D'ing up Dirk. Dirk Stopper, dude. 06.
Yeah.
Clamps on Dirk. People don't know. These kids don't know today.
Well, you know, nowadays they don't let you even get up in nobody's kitchen like that.
I know.
The bums won't talk about it.
The bums won't talk about it, dude. The bums don't talk about it. So what was interesting? You guys familiar with a running back named Derrick Henry?
Yep.
King Henry? Yeah, heard of him.
King Henry. So he was on a podcast, bussing with the boys, with his former teammates there in Tennessee. And, you know, his time in Tennessee looks like it has come to an end. You know,
because they don't know what the hell they're doing.
Well, yeah, they don't know what they're doing.
Yeah.
And so,
who's the quarterback's best friend?
Running back.
So why would you get rid of?
Yeah.
Okay.
Maybe
Great
they're doing
job.
him a favor.
But Derrick Henry, he had a little interesting thing to say about a thing or two.
Where did you want to go though?
Yeah, where did you want to go? Like, I'm just talking. Like,
I want to go to Atlanta.
I wanted to go. I wanted to go to Miami. I wanted to play for the Dolphins. That's where I wanted to go. That's where I thought I was going. And I thought possibly I was going to go to the Panthers. I thought it was a slim chance I might end up at the Cowboys, but I figured they would probably take Zeke when they did.
Really? Wanted to be a Miami Dolphin, did he?
Well, because hold on.
Really?
Hold on.
2009.
Let me ask you a question. This is an honest question.
Yeah.
Nope.
If he had got drafted by Miami, his career would have been over.
Why do you say that, dude?
2006.
Did you see all the running backs that came through here that got ran into the ground?
Who did we take that year?
I got to find out right now. 2016, because he was a second rounder. So we had time to pick him up for sure.
16. Who did they take? Was that the Deion Jordan year?
Oh, please don't say that. That would be horrible. 2016, our draftees. Not a bad draft, actually. Laramie Tunsil was our first pick.
Oh, okay.
You had to go with that.
He's going to get a shrine because we got more
that
stuff
was
than him.
Yeah, well, they did. Now he still has a playoff win before the Dolphins do. He, of course, that was gas mask game.
Oh, yeah.
That was a good pick.
Wait, this is all I remember from that draft. Yes, I did.
Xavier Howard, second rounder in that draft.
All right. I mean, that was a pretty good draft.
Kenyon Drake, third rounder.
Yeah, pretty good draft.
Got his
Pretty
running
good
mate.
draft.
Pretty good draft. Pretty good draft.
Kenyon Drake was the OG Mostert, right? Speed.
Yeah. So, but the interesting thing here is, you know, one of the things I thought, Leroy, watching this playoff game,
Uh-huh.
you know, the Miami Dolphins, obviously greatest show on surf, speed all over the place. But, you know, every once in a while, you can't just go with a sports car. Sometimes you need a four-wheeler, you know, get over some rough terrain.
They drafted a guy for that, but they never used him.
With who? Who, the Dolphins?
The big back, yeah.
Oh, Chris Brooks?
Chris Brooks.
Yeah, Chris Brooks had some angry runs. He had a couple of those nights. But, you know, he's King Henry, you know? I'm just saying, like, maybe this is a little intrigue coming into if he wants to go to Miami, just throwing it on out there.
Listen.
I hate it.
Hold on. Here. I'll allow it.
Wow. Right.
Here's why. Because it does fit a need. It's not conjecture or wishful thinking. He actually said it. Now, the one problem I have with this, they were talking about when they got drafted. He's not talking about now.
Well, I know, but he knows what the deal is. You get everybody all riled up.
And I would say this. Why do we continue to try to get Raheem Mostert and Achane less carries?
Look,
I'm asking you the question.
I get it. But Raheem Mostert,
you need that 3rd and 2 guy.
Raheem Mostert was great. Raheem Mostert was great this past year. Don't get me wrong, but one has to wonder: is that the best that he's got? 21 touchdowns at that age. It's an amazing story.
Played.
Amazing
story.
Played.
But you didn't answer my question. You keep beating around it.
I'm not beating around
Why, based on what you've seen these guys do, running the football, were they not the best in the league?
They were, I think, 6th. I think they finished.
6th? Okay. Top 10 in the league. Running the football. Right? Why are you trying to get them less carries? Because here's my question. Say they do sign Derrick Henry.
Yeah.
Does that make them a better rushing team or worse? Because Derrick Henry is a situational kind of guy now, right? Where we know why we would want him, but he might want to be the guy. So if you try to get him 10, 15 carries a game, and then if he gets hot, riding it out, why would you do that with Achane and Raheem Mostert?
I mean, rushed almost 1,200 yards this year, Leroy. You know what I say about that? Little gas in the tank there for Derrick Henry.
How much did Raheem Mostert rush for?
All right, let's find out. But you would agree, I mean, different type of runners,
But that's the point I'm making, is that how does he fit into your run game without taking away from what you've been doing?
1,012.
Raheem Mostert 1,012, but he missed 2 games. Derrick played.
Derrick played every game. And so like, what do we like? I get it, but damn,
big.
Why can't we ever leave well enough alone?
Leroy, he's big.
He's a
well enough.
Is that running game not good enough?
It was good. It's not even the number one concern. I just was like,
here. And let me ask you this: does Derrick Henry make that run game better or different?
Different.
Okay. It's different, better.
I don't know.
It's going to be better.
I just think that here's my mindset going into next year, right? Because we're going to call it Tua. I get it. I just felt like the Dolphins need to be able to switch gears every now and then.
They need the moose for the 4-minute drill. They need the moose to, get those critical more importantly, bad weather.
Right.
I get it. I was one of those dudes. I get it.
I think you need a little beef in the run game, and I think you need tall in the receiving game for situations.
Here's the problem. The problem with that is, if mentally your team is not that, you can't just become that. See, all the teams I played for were run first, pound it, and play action. That's not what the Dolphins really are. Right? And so you bring in a guy, how much is that going to change your offense? I think personally, it could make the play action even better. That being said, I'm not sure I want to take carries away from Achane and Mostert, because keep in mind, how many weeks did Achane miss?
I think 6.
6 weeks. And Mostert missed 2. So that's 8 missed games by those 2 guys, and you still ended up 6th in the league.
Well, I think the thing I wonder next year too with I don't know, look, if they just bring everybody back, I think the run game is fine for sure. I'm not complaining about it. I'm just saying, I think the Dolphins need what I thought with the end of this year was I'm like, they just need to be
move.
able to go to something else.
Right. They need, you know what? They need to, at some point during the season, especially when you go up to Buffalo, you go to Kansas City, you need to line up and play a physical style of football because that's what the weather warrants.
HN missed 6 games this year. He played 11. 800
And how many yards did he end up with?
800 yards on 100 carries. He averaged 7.8 yards per carry.
And that's, you want to bring somebody else in to take some carries. Do you sound how ridiculous you sound right now?
Situationally, man.
You hear how, okay, now let me throw this at you. They got like 20 plus free agents.
I know.
Right? And you just talking about Derrick Henry. How about the damn guys you got figuring out who you're going to sign or get rid of?
We'll figure it out. Chris Greer and Stephen
I'm
Ross.
going to tell you, listen, I'm going to say this. There's a couple of guys that I know where I would go. X.
Mm-hmm.
If you're not, I think you got to keep Agba, which makes it difficult because you got guys coming back that, you know, that aren't healthy.
You got to keep him contractually.
Yeah, because
what that is.
He makes what? 10, 15?
I'd have to look. I'm not sure. Listen, don't ruin my Goosies right now, dude. I'm trying to think about.
That's not Goosies though. That's not
Henry.
Goosies.
King Henry in the
That's
back.
not Goosies. You're listen. Can I just say this? You're chasing a name.
Yeah.
That's it.
I love names.
That's it. There's a difference.
But he was good this year.
Chasing a name and chasing a need. Right?
Why not
You got
both?
20-something free agents. If it happens to work out after you take care of what you need to take care of, that's a different story. But the priority is figuring out what the hell you're going to do with all these free agents.
Yeah, but what if you're going to switch it up a little bit? You know, a little.
Again,
just an
not
idea.
a priority. If they announced soon as free agency starts that they signed Derrick Henry, you should all be pissed. Because they have far more pressing issues on the team than at running back. In fact, running back is one of the least of all of your worries on that team.
Dead South, grow up, Peter Pan. Capitalize says Derrick Henry off-season shiny distraction toy. Yeah,
that's you.
I
That's
need
you.
that. I need that.
It's so fun though, right?
I mean, it would be fun. How much fun would it be to
I'll
have
tell you
Derrick
what.
Henry here with HN?
No more goal line fades. If we
Wait,
have
so what about Mostert?
Maybe Mostert too. I don't know.
Now, I will say this. I will say this. Inside the 5 or 10, I think sometimes you need to line up and be more physical.
That's right.
Okay. That being said, not a priority. That's a middle of the summer sign.
I understand.
Okay.
But like, you know, we bring him out to the boat. You know, we have him talk to Mike McDaniel. You know, over some scones or something like that. We have a great time.
Now, here's the other thing you need to consider.
Yep.
Mike McDaniel's never played on a team with that kind of running back.
I'd have to look.
Maybe in Washington.
I'd have to look. We'll take a quick break. Tickle Leroy's Fancy coming up next.
Oh, you fancy, huh? You fancy, huh? Oh, you fancy, huh? I'm so fancy. You already know I'm in the fast lane. From LA to Tokyo, I'm so fancy.
It is time, ladies and gentlemen, to Tickle Leroy's Fancy. Of course, a very busy weekend ahead.
Yep.
Let's get to it, Leroy. Tonight, the Atlanta Hawks visit your Miami Heat. It is Udonis Haslem Night. Heat are 6.5-point favorites, by the way. No Jaime Jaquez, it seems like tonight. He's doubtful. But it does seem like Kevin Love will make his return. Leroy, this game tickle your fancy?
Absolutely.
My fancy is tickled.
I want to see the whole show, and that includes UD. More interested in UD than the game, right? Everything that this man gets around this organization, he has earned and deserves. And I couldn't be happier for him. That don't mean I'm not going to make fun of him.
Also, I mean, one could say, I mean, not me, but like one could say, you know, you got Dejounte Murray in the house tonight. And
Did they tell him grab a big bag?
I'm just saying, you know, like just let him know. See what's up there. You know, maybe a little flirtation there tonight for the Heat. You know, he's coming off that game winner. Just something to keep an eye on. Something to keep an eye on, huh?
You know, for everybody that comes in, somebody got to go out.
Interesting.
So while you only look at the guys coming in, who are you willing to give up?
Leroy, coming up next on Saturday. It is divisional round weekend. First up, 4:30 on ABC. The Houston Texans visit the Baltimore Ravens. The Ravens right now, 9.5-point favorites. Does this game tickle your fancy?
Yes, it does.
My fancy is tickled.
I don't know whether to believe Lamar Jackson and what he's done this year and what that team has done and how much he's progressed, or the new up-and-comers who have just baffled everybody with how they played at the end of the year.
Later on that night, 8:15 on Fox. The Green Bay Packers take on the San Francisco 49ers. Again, San Francisco is a 9.5-point favorite in this game. Does this game, Leroy, tickle your fancy?
It does. It really does, because, again, Jordan Love is coming into his own. He's done something that Aaron Rodgers and Brett Favre did not do. And so what does that say about him? And I will say this about Green Bay. As of right now, for the last 25 years, they've gotten quarterback right. No, longer than that.
Longer than that.
30 years.
Yep.
For the last 30 years.
Very annoying.
They're one of the few franchise, the only franchise that has gotten quarterback right for 30 years.
Yeah, everybody deserves a little bit of QB hell, you know? Like the Colts, they got to have Peyton Manning followed by Andrew Luck. And then once they did Andrew Luck wrong and he retired, then they had to suffer with like the old Phillip Rivers and the old Matt Ryan and just a bunch of bum QBs where, you know, good QBs that were old, just long in the tooth. Everybody, this Green Bay, they just get to keep rolling.
Right.
Ridiculous.
Right. I mean, think about this. How can I put this? The Green Bay Packers have had fewer quarterbacks since 1990 than the Cleveland Browns have had since 2000.
Yeah, we've all seen that jacket.
And wait, I can make it even one more. Fewer quarterbacks since 1990 than the Cleveland Browns had this year. So that's where you are with that. So
even Matt Flynn came in for a game and threw for 500.
Yeah, he got a big contract, and that's the Russell Wilson year.
So,
yeah, I'm intrigued. I like the I guess because I'm scarred, the point spreads means something, but not a lot, because you can't tell me that either Green Bay or Houston can't win those games. I'm not buying it. I think they can.
We swing on over to Sunday, Leroy, and that is the Tampa Bay Buccaneers visiting the Detroit Lions, coming off their first playoff win in 30 years. They have now erased themselves from that shame. The Dolphins now the longest franchise without a playoff win. They are 6.5-point favorites, Detroit, going into this game. We have a little trash talk. Going to play this for you. Baker Mayfield responding to C.J. Gardner-Johnson, Lions safety, who said that on the Bucs receiving core, that this group is probably one of the better groups we've faced all year. Last week he said about the Rams, and he said, besides that Tampa group, if you gave Tampa a good quarterback, that's a great group. Oof. So it was a little bit of trash talk. Here was what Baker had to say on those comments.
I don't think he's really watched film because he mentioned Russell Gage. You know, we love Russell, but Russell hasn't played a snap all year for us. He must be going off the preseason stuff that the media was talking about, but he didn't play our first game, so I'm excited to see him. I think he's a really good player. He has been for a while, and he's been an impactful guy on every team he's been on. So he's a good player, but yeah, he's got to do a little bit more film study.
Hey,
Frosty.
It's moments like this where I ask the question, was Baker wrong?
Sheesh.
I mean, he kind of put his own foot in his mouth, not Baker.
Nope.
Right? If you praising the guy that haven't played all year, what kind of, that means Baker's thinking, oh, we can light their asses up because he don't even know who's playing.
Man, that's something right there. Does this game tickle your fancy?
Yeah, because I want to see, it would be something
Fancy
special to see Man Campbell in the NFC Championship game.
Oh, my God.
Right? Like, just say that. When that guy was an interim coach down here, he took over for Detroit, talking about biting kneecaps. Everybody made him a laughing stock. And now they could go to the NFC Championship game.
Well, they'll be happy with anything, obviously, but could you imagine if they win and the Green Bay Packers also win, and then they get to host a division rival in Detroit for the
not
NFC
for nothing,
Championship?
but here's the funny part about that. And this never happens, but only in the playoffs. The Detroit Lions have been cheering for the Green Bay Packers for the last 3 weeks because they benefit from every win that Green Bay gets, right? Last week, they were cheering when Green Bay beat Dallas, which is unheard of. That's like saying you cheer for the Buffalo Bills because it gives you a home game.
I know we had that one game this year where it was Buffalo, Detroit. Like, who do we root for here? And you're like, yeah, you kind of got to root for the you got to root for the Bills against the Chiefs. I'm like, all right,
right,
bit us in the ass. Just remember, mother bleeping Chiefs. Anyway, speaking of that game, we now have a rematch of that game. The Kansas City Chiefs visit the Buffalo Bills. Josh Allen, he spoke about it this week to finally get a home game against KC. Here's what he had to say.
They've gotten the best of us in the playoffs in the last few years. And, you know, we finally got a home game and just got to go out there and put our best foot forward and play as hard as we can play.
All right, those dummies in Buffalo, they're already starting to snow and get rid of the snow out of the seats because they live in hell. Leroy, Buffalo is a 3-point favorite in this game. Kansas City, of course, just beating our Miami Dolphins to move on to this win. The Bills, they made easy work of the Steelers, although did get some insurance from the referees when they got to within a score. Does this game, Leroy, Patrick Mahomes' first playoff road game, tickle your fancy?
It does, because here's why. Buffalo has been playing
My fancy
well.
is tickled.
They've turned it around ever since they start running the ball with Cook. Right? It's just a different team offensively. A lot more things are clicking now that they've made a commitment to running the football. Patrick Mahomes, they can't score offensively, but they always seem to win. And I think the thing that we are not mentioning enough of is that Kansas City defense. So will they be able to control Josh Allen? Will they be able to offensively? Like, I don't know what to say of Kansas City's offense. That's not the offense that we've seen. That's not the offense that we're used to seeing with them, but they managed to score enough points to win. So I think it falls more in the defense, making sure Buffalo doesn't run away from them. And Kansas City got a really good shot. And let's not forget the Josh Favre aspect of it is that he's a turnover machine. As great as he is, you never know if those turnovers are going to hurt that team, right? That you live and die with Josh Allen. We did it with Brett Favre, right? But you could always count on a pick at the wrong possible time.
It's going to be an interesting one for sure. That is Tickle My Fancy. Roll on here with more fun on a Friday. Back after this.
My fan.
Welcome back, everybody. Tobin and Leroy here with you, 560 WQAM. Oh, hello, Jennifer.
Got your little heat shirt on.
You guys, you ready for your Udonis
I'm
Haslem
ready.
Day?
Although Bosch is in the back. I'm sorry.
That's all right. People were wondering, no CB tonight at the that wasn't on the list. I don't know. Maybe he will. Surprise appearance from Chris Bosch. Who knows? Who knows? We're not sure. Let's get to some headlines here. Brought to you by the new Palmetto Ford Truck Supercenter. Why buy your truck at a car store? Palmetto Ford.
We know trucks.
It is UD night here at the arena. 8 o'clock is your tip off from the Kaseya Center. But did you guys see this? I'm going to blend this in with some cat talk here, which is brought to us by Celsius. Hockey fans, don't sit this one out when it's game time. Make Celsius part of your play and get that energy up. Game day is fueled by Celsius Essential Energy Drinks, the official energy drink of
your Florida Panthers.
Last night at the Owl's Nest, hoot hoot, FAU
upset.
FAU beat Wichita State. But did you see, Leroy?
Who
was
there?
in attendance? How about this for you fans who didn't see this? JFig, you got this? Last night, Jimmy Buckets and Aleksander Barkov showing up courtside to the Owls and their win.
Goosies.
How about that?
Goosies galore.
I didn't even think they would be in the same sporting event together, let alone on
Barky loves basketball.
I didn't know that.
Barky loves basketball. He goes to a ton of Heat games.
Yeah, Jimmy always shows support. I'm not surprised in that sense. But I had no clue that Barky was such a basketball fan.
Pretty cool.
That is pretty cool.
The Owls won yesterday, 86-77, fresh off their Final Four. They improved to 14-4 on the season and 4-1 in conference play. So pretty cool. The Stars were out to watch the Owls yesterday, and including Aleksander Barkov, as he needed to get his. I guess the Heat were taking too long. He needed a hoops fix. Needed a hoops fix to get to it. The Cats, they are back on the ice tonight. 7 o'clock puck drop from Amerant Bank Arena. They are taking on the Minnesota Wild. Cats need to get a win. They have been going to OT, but they haven't been able to finish this puppy off. So we'll see what goes down tonight. And that's a 7 o'clock puck drop tonight. So you got that tonight. We got the Heat back in action tonight. It is a busy, busy night down here in South Florida sports. Did you just see what was posted on Dejounte Murray's Instagram?
No.
I'm sure you did, though.
Well,
Of course he did.
I got tagged.
He
in
lives
it.
online.
Oh, you got tagged.
I got tagged in it, and so when I get tagged in things, I mean, what am I supposed to do? Ignore it? But Dejounte Murray, he just posted on his social media, of course, in hot, heavy trade rumors. Posted the rafters, Leroy. The Miami Heat rafters.
What does that have to do with anything?
Well,
other than him just showing where he is.
Well, one could ask, what? There's a lot of things that Dejounte Murray could post to show that he's in Miami, but he decided on Udonis Haslem Night when his jersey's going to rise to the rafters. Wow. Take a look at those rafters. Interesting. Yeah, I'm not going to grab my Harpoon over it, but
oh my God.
One would have to say, Leroy.
Why do you always try to wiggle your ass into whale talk?
Very intriguing.
And here come the comments. Sharpen the harpoons.
Dejounte Murray posting the Miami Heat rafters on Udonis Haslem Night. Interesting. You don't just post that. You could post a lot of things. You don't just post that. Don't post that. Don't call me a hammock donkey, Dade South.
That's what you are.
First of all, you have to listen to this show
to know what that means.
Somebody just hammock donkey, right? Oh my goodness.
Look, I'm not gonna. You can't just lure me in to just wail on anything. I'm not gonna, I'm like Pavlov's dog. I'm not just gonna like respond to things just because.
Yes, you are.
Dejounte.
That's
No, put it down, Marcos. Enough. I'm not gonna stop it.
You know
I
what?
enjoy this team.
Just grab the darts from my desk.
No. First of all, that's not the rules. That's only for
Yeah, it
a
is.
certain guard. No, it's not. No, it's not. You're making up new rules. You can't just do that willy-nilly.
You can't wail.
No, the rule was I can't talk about a certain guard on the Suns anymore. That was the only automatic
False.
freedom. Nope.
False.
Why
You're changing the rules.
No,
Why
because
you change the rules?
there's no rules. This was personal growth for myself, and you can't just drag.
There is
Brendan
no
Tobin.
personal growth when there is no growth, okay?
There's personal growth. I'm not sitting here and I'm not making whale sounds. You can't just do whatever you want just because Dejounte Murray's gonna post something on social media.
in a good mood.
You know, I'm not gonna.
But wait, but my question is, why are you reading into that so much? That's
They're
the
gonna
way
throw up.
All the things he can post. Stop it, Marcos.
He has a sickness.
I'm not doing. I'm not gonna be that.
It's not cat fever. This is
I'm
an
not-
actual sickness.
I'm not. It's not cat fever. Like I'm not gonna get all goosed up to do.
You already are.
I'm not. I mean, it is intriguing. One would say that is intriguing. One would say that.
You're
Dejounte
cranking up
Murray,
the accelerator, buddy.
of all things that he could post, he decides to post the Miami Heat rafters on you.
Wow. There is personal growth every time Tobin sits down for dinner.
He's right about that. That's why Bernie's trying to help me.
I don't know.
Accept the help in every aspect.
I got to tell you, listen, I love my boy to death, but asking me to give up bacon,
He cares about you, Leroy.
I understand that. But if he could tell me 2 pieces of bacon equal a heart murmur, then I'll buy in.
Let's just for.
But I've been busting bacon's ass for 55 years, and I'm still going well.
Just for kicks and giggles. Let's just see,
Marcos, I better see you looking for files online. I mean, I don't know lie.
You can look all you want, but just for kicks and giggles, research purposes, of course, boots on the gram. Let's just see who does Dejounte Murray follow? Oh, follows Dwayne Wade, huh? That's interesting.
Don't act like you didn't already know that.
Follows Jimmy Butler. Interesting. Perfect backcourt mate. Stop doing this, Marcus.
Hey,
hey,
first of all, wait. Why did your cry sound like a whale call?
You
tried to sneak. You tried to back into it.
Just there for the taking, huh?
What are you looking at? The water's not by there.
I'm looking down at the arena.
Why are you making it sound like the arena is next door?
Seriously.
I could see it.
It's in the horizon somewhere, right? Behind buildings.
Man. And just has shoot around today, decides I'm going to take my phone and decide, you know what I should put on Instagram tonight? Because, Dejounte Murray, I'll give respect, crazy like a fox. He could have posted a lot of things. Could have been a selfie. Could have posted him in an ice tray. He could have posted a bunch of things in Miami to show that he's in Miami.
Something.
You could just posted but he has the wherewithal and the knowledge, game awareness.
So, can I ask you a question real quick?
Yeah.
Does he post these pictures everywhere he goes?
I don't know. I don't follow Dejounte Murray.
So what if every time he goes into arena, he posts pictures of the jerseys and the Raptors?
The last things,
right?
this is what he's posted. He posted a saying, and he said, "Oh, this is interesting."
Oh my gosh!
You know what he posted? JFig, you want to know what Dejounte Murray posted?
I'm here looking at what you've posted because I'm calling you out, buddy.
You can call me out all you want, but let's just do.
What did he post?
Okay, you want to know what he posted?
Yeah.
Marcos, you want to know what Dejounte Murray posted?
Yeah, I'm trying to find it. I can't. What did he post?
Oh, wow. I'll tell you guys what he posted, but first I got to get a call at
Oh,
305 567 0560. 305 567 05, because it's intriguing.
You're holding us hostage.
It's intriguing of what Dejounte Murray is posting, but I can't. I just want
Oh,
I don't want
already
to
saw
bore
it.
the audience. I'd like to take a poll of what he has posted if people are actually interested. 305 567 0560 if you want to know what Dejounte Murray, because maybe people aren't interested. I don't know. Hold on. Let's see. Hey, RVA Richie, what's going on, man?
How are you, man?
I'm good, buddy. Listen, I'm not wailing, but would you like to know what Dejounte Murray happened to post on social media?
It could be that Tobin may be a fraud, but yes.
What? Hold on. 560, you're on the air. What's your name?
Jay.
Hey, Jay. What's going on, man? How are you today?
Tobin's right. You're a fraud, bro. We don't want to know.
Oh, you're a bastard. Get out of here, Jay.
I love these colors.
You guys think you're so cute. Well, Marcos is giving me the puppy eyes, so I'll tell you.
Was I really?
Was he?
Dejounte Murray posted 21 hours ago.
Oh, 21 hours. Okay.
You real or fake? Ain't no in between. 100 emoji.
Okay.
Oh my God.
-1.
-1 for wasting our time.
Ridiculous.
-1.
Very interesting, dude. Okay. Who do you think he's talking about there?
You.
Tobin's response.
What's up with your boy? Wow. Let's see. See, Leroy, here's the thing.
No.
Dejounte Murray also posted a photo of himself on the tarmac, and it says Miami. So we know he's in Miami already. So why did he want to go the extra mile and throw that up there? That's the interesting thing here, you know? Interesting.
Wonder if he's ever posted the Hawks rafters. If anyone's hanging from there.
But that's what I'm saying. I wonder if he just wherever he goes, he posts
Number
pictures
one,
like that.
he posted it himself because that's what every player does.
Right.
Yes.
But not everybody puts rafters, do they, Jennifer?
Oh, please, because it's a special day today.
Yeah.
Should
And
it be
what?
for him?
And a special day for who? Would be a special day for Bam or Duncan Robinson or people who played with Udonis
For
Haslem.
everyone in that building, okay?
But is it a special day for Dejounte Murray? Only if
Maybe
you would
he
want
really admires UD.
Maybe he wants to play for the franchise that UD played for.
It's really
Interesting.
warm here.
Interesting.
Maybe he was born right after Udonis played his first year.
-1.
How old is Dejounte Murray?
It doesn't matter how old he is. The point is you're trying to make another UD crack, and I won't have it.
27.
I mean, that's a
-1 for deflection.
That's a compliment.
-1.
That's a compliment when you've been playing long as some of these guys have been living. That's a compliment. Contrary to what you may believe.
What do I believe?
You believe that that's a knock on UD.
Listen.
But I'm telling you, if you've been playing longer than some of these guys have been alive, that's a compliment.
Schmieden Schmolnick says Tobin is Dejounte McFlurry.
Point for Twitcher.
I can honestly say this. I have never had a McFlurry.
Tobin is Dijon McFlurry, according to Wow.
I've never had a McFlurry.
You need to go after the show and get yourself a nice Oreo McFlurry. Oreos on the top and Oreos on the bottom.
No,
That's the way it's supposed to
First
go.
of all, I don't like any type of like mixture like that.
Interesting.
I'm not a big fan of Oreos, even though that's the only time where two black things get to smash a white thing.
No, it happens all the time. Wide receivers.
Why?
And then they took that away because now we got vanilla. Now we got white Oreos. Couldn't even
Nothing
have
is
that.
better than the OG, okay?
Yeah, but I've never been a fan of Oreos. Because you know why? How do you eat Oreos?
Your dog is named Oreo.
Because he's black and white. No. Why? How do you eat Oreos? You dip them in milk. What don't I like? Milk.
Yeah, but you wait till the milk is more
Perfect.
Oreo than milk.
So you're saying Oreos and milk, kind of the perfect
makes
mix. Like some may say Dejounte Murray and Tyler Hero would be as a backcourt. You know what I'm saying?
You know what? It's crazy that you would even find a way to make that work.
Right. That's what we call that.
What?
We call that undercover whaling.
I'm not undercover whaling, dude.
That's undercover whaling.
I'm saying
Go
that.
look at his Twitter. Go look at his Twitter. He's
No.
trying to whale.
Stop playing the song.
Scooby's mad.
Stop playing the song. Stop throwing this stuff at me. I already had like 9 listeners tag me on this Dejounte Murray Instagram thing. I'm trying to change. And I'm not gonna be a different person without the help of my friends, a support system.
Yep. There it is. Tobin
We're
can't help himself.
We're supporting you for not
Hey.
whaling, and you keep trying to do
Wait,
that.
why is he bent over like he got gas?
That's why it's a problem. Look at him. It's actually hurting him.
You need something for your stomach.
Some Pepto-Bismol.
Hey, don't try undercover whaling either. I hear that. Nothing.
Why would he post that?
Marcos, you ain't helping neither. You playing his theme music.
Oh man.
He's very silent over there.
This is old me's favorite time of year.
Still you.
It's still you.
I'm a changed man.
No, you're not.
No, you're not.
No, you're not. No, you're not.
I don't like
2024, same Tobes.
It's like I'm watching someone relapse right in front of me.
Yeah, pretty much. Okay.
You need to go back. You need to go back to
just a little sip. Just give me one
Just a little sip. No, I'm not even drinking real alcohol. This is only 5%.
He's drinking those new beers that are 0%.
Yeah. No, that's 0% calories, not 0% alcohol. Oh no, yeah, I know what you're saying.
No, they have 0%
Yeah.
alcohol.
Gross.
Like, what's the point?
What?
There is no point.
Drinking beer without alcohol.
But if that helps, then I'm all for it.
Yeah, you're right. Like, what is the point
Just
of
don't
Dejounte?
like, yeah.
Why would Dejounte Murray post that? What is the point of that? That's the intriguing thing. Man, so many
You
questions.
are the worst.
I need to take a walk. So many
I
questions.
think you do. And if I hear a wailing sound from anyone in that building, that tells me. You liar!
Look, even the camera knows you're lying.
Those headphones are gonna snap back.
Even the camera knows
They're
you're
gonna
lying.
snap back.
The Heat are back home for
UD. Up top. No, come on, Duncan delivered it on the two-man back and forth. Dwayne popping that Miami Heat 40. Oh, mercy, he got up to throw it down. Somebody tell Udonis Haslem he's over 40. He's a man. He's 40. Udonis 3, top of the arc, ripping the net. Udonis 2 for 6 from the land of milk and honey. He has 16. He's barking and yakking with Dwayne Wade over there on the far sideline. Haslem, Harris on his hip, on the logo, pounding him in, powers it up, and in and one for the forever captain, Udonis Haslem. To the line, UD. Beat up 118-106, 116 to go. Udonis, 3-ball, rips the net from the right corner pocket. And there is a foul coming to get Udonis an ovation. Kane's not paying attention. We might foul him anyway. And there's a foul by Highsmith to get Udonis out.
Bo was close to getting on the court and taking that.
And now everyone on their feet.
You allowed me to be me, and you accepted me for me. And through that, I've evolved to the best version that I could ever be. And I couldn't thank you guys enough. Thank you very much.
Oh, baby, there you go. Udonis Haslem, first or final regular season home game. Lit it up.
Yeah, he did.
Lit it up. Killing it.
Way to go out. Also didn't fall on the scorers table, so that's good.
Him and D Wade, they both went out. Listen, they got a sense of theater, you know.
Yeah,
they can go out there. D Wade, of course, you know they lost that game in Brooklyn. You would never know because D Wade had the triple double and finds Udonis Haslem for the last assist.
Did we lose that game?
We did lose that game.
No
It was not competitive.
I had no clue.
It was not competitive. They won the last home game. Of course, Jimmy buckets, Goosies galore, and D Wade falls. Then he's injured. He's injured while jumping onto the scores table. We don't know if he's going to be able to actually play in his last game.
Yeah.
And they show up. LeBron's there. Carmelo's there. Chris Paul's there. And who does he hit the last assist to? But he hits Udonis Haslem for that patented mid-range jumper. And that finished off the triple-double. But what?
My kids.
Everything all right,
So
man?
disappointing.
What happened?
So I go out there to get a drink of water.
Yep.
And it smells just glorious.
Oh.
And Rebecca had to go to the doctor. So Fonz took her. They stopped off at the greatest cheeseburger place of all time.
McDonald's.
Fuddruckers.
No, it's called Burgers and Shakes.
Oh, you have a new place now.
Oh my goodness.
Where is that?
It's on Pembroke Pines, just west, a little bit west of 95, right next to.
Hold on, I just want to be clear here before you're telling me something dethroned Fuddruckers for you?
Yes, yes,
wow.
yes.
Wait. So you're saying Pembroke Pines, not Hollywood?
Hollywood. Sorry.
Oh, it's in Hollywood?
It's on.
I wish it was Pembroke. That's closer.
Man, you know what's interesting? That happens to be right next to World Famous, where you guys.
Right. Yeah. Well,
Plaza.
Hey, I'm gonna just tell you.
It's right next to him?
For like, it's right next to him. Yeah, not real, but across the street. For 4 days, we were hitting up that area.
Okay.
And
hold on. There's a cup full of bacon here.
Oh,
perfect.
Where?
Do not
That's
show
the place.
Bernie this at Burgers and Shakes.
Yeah.
Keep Bernie away.
Bernie,
from
our
that.
new food conscience.
I would say.
Or is that sweet potato fries? I can't tell. It's very dark.
What?
Wait,
Okay,
you
hold on.
confuse sweet potato fries
Hold
with
on, dude.
bacon?
Because if you look at it, it's like the video is kind of dark, so it looked
That's
like
a
bacon to me. I'm sorry.
It's sweet potato fries. They do sweet potato and shakes.
Man, that burger looks good.
JFig.
All right, so you're saying basically they went and they got you food and didn't get you nothing.
Yeah. So I'm like, what is this I smell it here? And I'm like, nobody called me to see if I wanted a burger. You know, that's,
Oh, dude.
Rebecca replies, Name never even came up.
Wow.
Wow.
I'm like,
Dude.
I'm like, every time I go out for food, I have to call you. And so she hit me with one of my own lines. She goes, "Thanks, Dad." She used to say, "Thanks, Dad, for bringing me food." I said, "It's a requirement of being a parent." So she said, "It's your obligation to buy us food."
And box 10.
Jeez.
Yeah, I know, but still,
She knows all the
come on,
moves.
still, and you know, when kids eat hamburgers, right? That big old burger looks so big in their little hands.
Yeah.
And I'm just like sitting there. Now, here's what I know. Now I will say something about burgers and shakes, right? No matter what you say you want on it, they put whatever the hell they want on it.
Mm-hmm.
So if you say I only want tomatoes and bacon and whatever, you're gonna get onions and lettuce. Like that memo hasn't come across yet. But she also got a shake, a strawberry shake. So let me tell you, listen, you know what daddies are good for? The cleanup.
Yeah, of course. Leftovers.
She got about halfway through that burger and she starts slowing down. So during this next break, I'm going to get some cheeseburger. You best believe that. It's delicious.
I'll allow you to go to break right now. We'll let you go be a scavenger. We'll take a break. Be back after this.
Ladies and gentlemen, this is Mambo number 5.
All right, welcome back. It's Tobin and Leroy here with you. 560 WQAM.
Yep.
Miami Heat back in action tonight. We got some injury updates for the Miami Heat, Leroy. Duncan Robinson apparently sprained his ankle in practice, according to Anthony.
Oh!
I'm sorry, man.
Dunk our dog, dude.
Duncan Robinson.
Or he's part of the trade.
Dude.
Oh, hey, watch yourself, dude.
Wow.
He's untouchable.
This guy. That was the report that he is
They
untouchable. That's what Jake Fisher told that to our boys at Locked On Heat, Wes and David, and apparently he is untouchable. Which I understand. Look, if you don't have Duncan Robinson, the Miami Heat don't put up a ton of threes. They need Duncan Robinson. The facts. Like, you don't have Max Strus anymore. You don't have Gabe Vincent anymore. I can understand why that's the case. I know people laugh at that, but Duncan Robinson, not only is he having an amazing season, but that dude can light it up. But anyway, he is now downgraded to questionable for tonight with a sprained ankle. Kevin Love, he's available. So that's great. Kevin Love will make his return after missing a couple on the road trip. And Jaime Jaquez remains doubtful. So it looks like no Jaime tonight.
Is that something I should be concerned about, Tobin? Tell me.
His he hurt his groin. I mean, that's always a touch and go thing. You know, it's never. He dealt with that earlier in the year, and he missed a lot of the preseason, and then they brought him back on a minutes restriction. He said in the locker room that night, he said he didn't think it was as significant as what had happened to him in the preseason. So I don't know. I mean, what do you like, Leroy? With groins, you got to be careful with them, right?
You have to be careful because keep in mind it's all attached to your core, and you use that to do everything. So you feel that pull, you know, regardless if you're twisting or anything along those lines. So you kind of have to let it settle down before you start working it again, because there's so many other muscles that are affected by just you saying the groin.
Want to play. We're building some Udonis Haslem stuff here today. This was the end of Pat Riley's press conference this year, and I mean, just had an incredibly touching story about what Udonis Haslem means to him and his time with the Miami Heat. And this was the Godfather to wrap things up at his State of the Heat union.
And to finish my point about UD is that, I texted him the other day. I didn't bring him in on an exit meeting. We've had enough of those. He's special to this organization, as is a lot of players who have played for us. And there's not much more to say about Udonis other than I said to him, chill out, spend time with your family and your friends, and, someday we'll talk, in the future about things. And the impact that, that players have. I can remember it was it March 9th? I think March 9th, 2020. I think it was the night of the gala prior to March 11th that they shut the season down. And March 9th was the night that I found out my brother died. And it was at the gala, and I walked outside. I took the call from my nephew, and I was just hanging on a chain link fence. And then I felt this hand on my shoulder, and it was UD. He said, "I got you." He walked into my car, and so that's the kind of man he is. He's special. He's unique. We're gonna miss him, but he'll be around. He'll be around us a lot. Thank you all.
There you go. That was Pat Riley a month
Very
ago.
hard to get that man choked up.
He got me choked up, okay? That is not okay.
Damn, dude.
man.
Is there anything beyond Goosies?
No.
My Goosies are crying right now.
My Goosies are crying. This is not okay.
Like when you see a man as strong as Pat, tell that story about another man, yeah, it gets you.
Can't wait for tonight. I think it's gonna be really cool. You saw the we told you guys the list of his teammates, former teammates that are gonna be there.
This should be more than anything. UD has spent his whole career being that rock, right? Being the guy to solidify the culture, the guys that keep people in line, all serious stuff. I wish and I hope that this night is fun, right? Everybody lets their hair down. Everybody that I don't want, this celebration of UD to be what his career was, right? And although Pat told a very touching story, I think more people need to see the lighter side of UD. And so that when they put that, that jersey up, that we know that there's another side to him. I hope that the players, the organization, and the coach could show that, because otherwise, it's like, I give you a perfect example. When Alonzo Mourning told us he had a great personality, right?
Yeah.
Ain't nobody in the world believed that. You've been serious.
He had an amazing sense of humor, is what he said.
Either way, right? We're like, okay, but you knew him as a certain, and I think the people closest to him know that. But I wish the people, could see the other side, because every time I see UD, I make fun of him by being old as hell. Y'all think it's just, and we laugh and it's funny, because as players, that's a compliment that you've been able to do your craft for 20 years on the same team. That means every year the team got together, you were a needed piece.
Very cool.
That is something special.
It was special. Nice job. -1.
-1
for justification.
I'm not justifying it.
Yeah, kind of are.
I'm not justifying calling him old.
-1.
-1.
But it is
that we called them out earlier.
But it's like, first of all, it's like one of these things where it's like he not only has the titles and the accolades and the all-time rebounding, record for the Miami Heat and all that stuff, but it's like he has this wave of, like, you've seen in the second part of his career, all of these undrafted guys that could do his blueprint that he made successfully. And he was able to do it in his hometown, which is just unbelievably cool. I don't know if there's a lot of stories like that.
Keep in mind that, think about this. If it didn't work with UD, would the Heat continue to do it?
Right.
You see what I'm saying? So while everybody has, this idea of what you just imagine the blueprint that the Heat used with him to bring in all these other undrafted guys. They say, hey, man, this could work. Look at what we did with UD.
You remember when he came in for that one appearance? It was the season after the season shut down, where nobody would go to the games. But like, I think it was one of the games where people just start coming back, and it was against the Sixers. And Dwight Howard shoved him to the ground, and he just lost his mind on Dwight Howard. Puts the finger in his face. It's just like, oh my god.
But that
place was like, they were so excited for UD.
Right. A hockey fight almost broke out. Except they don't fight in basketball. They don't fight like that. It's way different.
No, there's no there's no Lombergs. And
no, in hockey it looked like there's evil intentions when them guys square up.
Yeah, so good, man. Can't wait for tonight. Boots on the ground. We got a 8:00 tip off from the Kaseya Center, so make sure your ass is there on time. I'm sure there's gonna be a lot of.
You going home and back?
Nah. Friday traffic.
Will DJ Khaled be there?
I think so. I don't know. Feels like he's at everything.
He was at the Wade thing. He did a nice performance, apparently.
Did he?
Well,
I saw the video of D Wade playing basketball against this kid. That was pretty cool.
That is pretty cool.
You know, when you're getting the kid a basket against D-Wade, that was pretty awesome. But I would imagine so. I'd imagine a lot of people are going to want to be there for UD night. You know, think about how many people like he's connected to in this community. It's
Right.
just like that's what I'm saying. Like, I don't know how many stories are like that. A hometown guy.
Very few. The one of the things that I would say about Bernie is that Bernie's from that area. He wanted to play in Ohio, so when he got drafted by Ohio, it was a big deal, and he's had a lasting relationship with the organization in the city, but not like UD, right? Not 20 years in your hometown with your hometown team. That just doesn't happen.
Really awesome. We'll take a quick break. Get some more things on the other side. You guys can get at us. Miami 560 WQAM on YouTube and Twitch. Play a little You Dead to Me coming up next hour. Back after this.
Hey, Spo, you got to know, no one shoots it from the elbow quite like Udonis. Shut down Dirk's ass in 06, made him shoot a ton of bricks, Dirk stopper. Udonis, the last human you want to fight. Use all 6 fouls in one night, and Udonis will be the most badass Heat player for Riley. Broke the Bulls and Derrick Rose, gave Psycho T them bows for revenge. Udonis chewing on his mouth guard, he just took another charge, Heat ball. Udonis, the last human you want to fight. Use all 6 fouls in one night, and Udonis will be the most badass Heat player for Riley.
Welcome back, everybody. Welcome back. Good. Tobin and Leroy here with you. Take you up until 2 o'clock. Hey, Leroy, you got a weather update from the Demesman and Dover. YourAccentAttorneys.com. Free consultations 24/7. Call them at 866-954.
Got a little cool off coming. Got a little cool off coming. It was partly cloudy. Now it's cloudy. Couple of showers going through. Light breeze.
Oh.
Breeze right around 5, maybe 5 miles an hour. I'm guessing it's going to turn and start coming out of the north. So if it hasn't started already, it's coming down. I think there's another cold front coming through. And right now, I think it's 75, 80 degrees.
How you do, Marcos?
If you for the radio listeners, my jaw is currently dropped because I just saw the low for tomorrow.
What is it?
Let's start off with Leroy. He was pretty correct. It is very cloudy out there with rain likely, thunder possible. It is 76 degrees with winds coming from the northwest. He was also correct in saying that a cold front is coming. Tomorrow's estimated low, 49 degrees. It's that Arctic wind coming from Northern America.
Wow.
Love it.
All of it.
No, you don't.
JFig's going to be wearing her boots.
It. No, she's going to be wearing
Me?
Furry boots.
No.
I love the cold, guys.
Yeah, you know. You
This is so you'll be walking the beach with your bikini on.
JFig's out here being like, no clothes, better for warmth.
Better for warmth.
Which
dude.
might be the most ridiculous thing you've said ever. But that's okay.
Crazy, dude.
But liquored up people have been known to say some crazy things.
My son's not going to be
Are
happy.
you accusing me of being like
yes. That's the only way you could say, hey guys, I took my clothes off and I'm warmer.
Yeah, you were definitely you definitely found you definitely had one of those St. Bernards with the whiskey around its neck. Like there's no way you were not, toasted when this happened. Ridiculous.
I wasn't.
I'm gonna pass that on to the Dolphins next time they go to Kansas City. Guys,
St. Bernard with the whiskey.
No,
See
not
how a lot
that.
of people got hypothermia?
Yes, and you're the only one saying, guys, get naked.
They listen to
You'll
me.
be warmer.
Those are all Dolphins.
You want this to really work for you guys? Less clothes, the better.
I'm so sorry. This is not a laughing matter.
Wait, so Toby, you said Tommy's not gonna like the cold?
Nah, it's his birthday tomorrow. He does. He does not a fan of the cold.
Dang.
Really?
Not a fan of the cold. No.
It wasn't cold when you guys went up north?
He didn't like it. He's like, what is it? He stole my jacket from me because he was like, I'm fine. Tried to do the JFig method.
Yeah.
Then like two blocks down, he's like, I'm freezing.
That wind will hit you.
I had to give him my jacket. It was ridiculous.
Dude, there's nothing. You know it's cold, right? When your lips just get cracked and they just stay cracked and you got to just moisturize the whole time. Oh my goodness. It's the worst. Because you know what's worse than when you split a lip because of the cold.
Yeah.
Oh,
yeah, that is bad.
That's tough.
Or the dryness in Vegas.
That's
Those are
tough.
the two worse.
dry. Also, moisturizer.
Mm-hmm.
Man,
Constantly.
interesting thing I've been tagged on here.
Oh no. Okay.
Interesting thing I've been tagged on here.
And what would that be, sir? What would that
Well, apparently one day, I mean, I didn't know about this, but apparently one day Dejounte Murray was told by Jimmy Butler, you know, or was given by Jimmy Butler a signed, personalized jersey. And the caption on the Instagram post, real ones only. You already know I appreciate you, dog.
Wow.
At Jimmy Butler.
I wonder what that message says there.
Let's see if we could zoom in a little bit here.
So when was this?
Who's to say? I don't know. It's a good question.
Last
All
night?
right. No, it wasn't last night. Okay, here's what it says. It says, Dejounte.
All right.
My brother, I'm so happy and proud of you. One of my favorite players. See you in 2024.
No, dude. It doesn't say that.
No, it does say, my brother, I'm so happy and proud of you. One of my favorite players. Respect.
Huh?
Then signs it his name, Jimmy Butler.
Okay. All right.
22.
Why would they do that?
They're full of it.
I'm not full of it, JFig. That's what it says. That's what it says. You can show me the hammock donkey all you want. I'm telling you.
There is no see you.
No, but the rest of the message I got right.
Yeah, sure.
Okay. What do you make of that, Jennifer? As somebody who's not, trying to be a recovered whaler, does Dejounte Murray tickle your fancy?
No.
Wow. Okay.
I don't think she knows how good he is.
Fancy, not tickled.
Not
interesting.
Not knocking or anything, but sometimes, you don't really know how good certain players are because you don't see them.
Yeah, because who watches the Hawks?
Right. That's my point.
Exactly.
But he is really good.
Well, we'll see him tonight. He's already let it be known to Heat fans.
Make sure to remove those glasses when you see him tonight.
Wait. What if he doesn't play?
I think he's playing. Things
can happen between 1 o'clock.
Oh, you say like, what if he's not playing? Does the antenna go up?
Yeah.
I did see yesterday, oddly enough, Vegas odds had Kyle Lowry. The favorite team to acquire Kyle Lowry was the Hawks. So, I mean, you do with that what you will. I'm not sitting here actively making trades in my own mind. I'm just following the details, following the breadcrumbs, dude. That's all I'm trying to be. Just old normal Tobes.
Really? That
Normal
ship has
toads,
sailed.
Harpoons.
That ship has sailed.
What do you mean?
Normal Tobes?
Oh, wow. Trae Young's out tonight?
Thought you were a changed man.
If you took off the shades, you wouldn't have to lean in that.
Trae Young.
I can't see with these damn sunglasses on inside.
I think
Trae Young is out tonight.
Oh, what happened?
That says illness.
Illness.
Oh,
you know what that is?
South Beach flu.
Could be South Beach flu. Could be scared of Jimmy Buckets-itis. I don't know.
Oh, yeah.
No.
Who's to say?
A couple people suffer from that.
Trae Young is
Garden
out.
gnome is cracked.
Travelocity.
You know what that's going to mean, though? You know who's going to get more shots?
Dejounte
Murray.
So JFig.
So you're saying take the
as you would say Dejounte, right? You wouldn't say Dejounte.
It is Dejounte.
Why
but
would I
you
say
would
the
say
other?
Dejounte.
No.
Because
Why would
y'all
I say
don't
that?
pronounce J's.
Well, they do. It's high. It would be
Might
DeHunt.
as well. Why are you trying to come after me? What have I
I'm
done?
not
to you?
coming after you. I thought originally thought it was Dejounte. Sorry.
It's not Dejounte.
I know. Yeah, I'm not wrong. So, and when you have your family get-togethers, they call you.
But it wouldn't be Dejounte. It wouldn't be Dejounte. It would be DeHunte.
DeJounte.
Really?
Like
Look what you
jalapeno.
started. This is what you started, okay?
Whoa, makes me think of chili peppers. Nancy.
So we
What?
got to
Go with the phone, Marcos.
you know what? You guys could start your own podcast, The Degenerate and the Whaler.
Ooh, chili pepper tonight, Marcos. What do we like?
Listen, look, he's gonna have.
Oh yeah, we gotta do our Hard Rock pick of the week.
That's right.
We gotta do our
Are we
Hard
gonna
Rock.
Look at you guys.
Are we gonna go football or are we gonna go Heat?
Oh, maybe we can do a little parlay.
You both need interventions.
Yeah. So far, guys, I am 1 for 29. So here it comes, baby. I'm feeling a winner.
You guys know I love me a chili pepper.
Yes.
I love me a chili pepper. Yes, it is time now for the Hard Rock Digital Sports Bet Pick of the Week.
Pick of the week.
I think the way you two bums pick games, I need more of an input.
Wow.
Yeah. One time you got me real close. Tyreek Hill's injury is the only thing that set me
Pretty
back.
much.
We take off the glasses. Very serious betting action.
This is
right
good.
now.
This is good stuff.
Very serious betting action. right
Come
now.
on.
All right.
Murray, you got to hit the over, right? You got to hit the or like over on turnovers. Or
Let's see.
something.
Dejounte Murray's over under tonight, 24.5.
Oh, you got to go over.
24.5.
Got to go over.
Jimmy Butler's is 22.5.
Unless they play tough. What if they play extra tough?
That's tough.
Well, they've been playing mutters lately, so
So you're saying
what's
there's
Tyler
a chance-
Hero?
Tyler Hero is
Yeah.
22.5.
Everybody
you go
can score 20.
It's literally the line for every Heat player. It's funny. Like every for Bam, Jimmy, and Tyler, their over under is all set at 22.5, which is about their average. Jimmy buckets to score over 30, plus 325.
Well,
Bam to go over 30, plus 375.
Oh, he may. You know, he's got to impress the OG.
Tyler Hero plus 325 for over 30 points. All right.
I'm gonna go over on. Can I? Okay, over on Murray, over on Bam. Bam has to impress Haslem. He's the torch carrier.
Would think so.
Torch carrier, dude.
Tyler Hero.
You don't get it, Leroy. You got to bet with emotion.
How about this? Double tonight. Tyler Hero plus 1,200.
Ooh.
Double.
He gets close, but
He
he flirts. But
Jimmy-
here's what I like about that. You ready? Because he can get a double with rebounds or assists.
Right.
So you got 2 tries, right? But if he's facilitating,
Jimmy, you want a Jimmy double at plus 800 or a Tyler double at plus 1,200?
Tyler.
Ooh,
We go
Tyler.
We're going Tyler.
You need the value, dude.
There we go. Tyler Hero. We're going value
Let's
plus
go.
1,200 tonight. Double in the Heat game. That's your Hard Rock Digital Sports Bet Pick of the Week. Hard Rock Bet is Florida Sportsbook. Bet on your favorite teams tonight on the Hard Rock Bet app. Download the Hard Rock Bet app in the App Store, Google Play, or online at hardrock.bet. Hard Rock Bet is legal in Florida. Offered by the Seminole Tribe of Florida. Must be 21 plus and physically present in Florida to wager. Terms and conditions apply. Concerned about gambling? Call 1-888. Don't interrupt the disclaimer.
I thought you were asking.
Concerned about gambling? Call 1-888-ADMIT-IT.
not 1-888 and get it.
No.
Marcos.
Which I still to this day don't know how that came out of my mouth.
Well,
followed by Tobin going, excuse me?
We'll take a quick break, play a little You're Dead to Me next.
Coming you.
All right. Welcome back, everybody. It is Tobin and Leroy here with you, 560 WQAM. I'm going to talk a little UFC coming on up. Raquel Pennington, an OG. She is trying to win the women's bantamweight championship. She's going to join us in about 15 minutes. We'll talk to her. You know that, Leroy, that's only been done twice where somebody's made their UFC debut 10 years after the UFC debut winning the belt. But two really good fighters who have done it. Robbie Lawler and Charles Oliveira in a division that has been run by Ronda Rousey and Amanda Nunes. She finally might have her shot. So talk to her coming on up. But first, let's play You Dead to Me. I'm going first. Kirk Cousins. You're dead. Wow. Well, not for the reason you think. All right. Although, Dolphin fans who want Kirk Cousins instead of Tua, what are you doing? You're dead. I mean, in all honesty, what are you doing? And
do people not realize less than 5 years ago, he was the laughing stock of the league. Nobody wanted him, and he kept getting guaranteed contracts. Yeah. And everybody's like, he's not that good to get guaranteed. Now you want him?
Now we want, what are we doing? What are we doing? With like, at least with the Justin Fields thing, at least I kind of get Funskis, he can run fast. Okay. I'm not for it, but at least, all right, I understand you wanted to do something because you're like, oh, Tua's not athletic, whatever. But the Kirk Cousins thing, what are you doing? I don't understand. But I'm not that.
You do understand real quick.
Yeah.
If you bring a quarterback in because he can throw, because he can run, with the offense, with the timing and throwing it into those tight windows in the middle of the field, you're probably going to lose all that.
Yeah.
Okay.
Probably.
Okay.
But I'm just saying that's what this is what the streets are talking about, Leroy.
Right.
People, But that's not why I'm mad at Kirk Cousins. Not because he's in Dolphins rumors or, the eye of attention of some slutty Dolphin fans. Okay. That's not what I'm here for. Who want to betray their lefty, beautiful quarterback. Kirk Cousins is making me look bad as a father because he bought 2 shopping carts full of Legos to keep him and his kids entertained during Achilles rehab. Damn. And I got to tell you, Kirk Cousins, I myself have already had it up to here with building Legos throughout my son's tenure. He's turning 8 tomorrow. And, this is the thing with Legos and kids. They are always a rat's off a ship after 2 pages.
Yeah.
And then you're stuck here and you have 2 choices, Leroy. You either leave a pile of Legos on your table a mess, or you got to build the Legos yourself. And of course, I'm always stuck building the Legos myself. So to have Kirk Cousins fuel this with 2 shopping carts full of Legos, my son's going to come home one day and be like, hey, Dad, you see Kirk Cousins bought his son 2 shopping carts full of Legos? Okay. You got to get back after it.
You bum.
You bum. So Kirk Cousins, you're dead to me, dude. You're dead to me. Bum. Also, I don't want you on the Dolphins.
Okay. My dead to me is very similar to that, but in a different way, a different angle. To all these people who have already determined, based on the last 2 years, that Tua is not the guy, time to move on. Enough with that. Okay? Like, I'm not saying Tua is Josh Allen or Patrick Mahomes or Lamar Jackson. I don't know why I keep saying Lamar Lathan. Lamar Jackson.
Who's Lamar Lathan?
He was Lamar Lathan was a Russian.
Oh, hey, let me just tell you, but Leroy, Josh Allen, don't lose.
But here's my point. So you're ready to get rid of your quarterback for any other quarterback that hasn't won crap either, because it looks better, it looks different. He has something you think he has. Lamar Jackson has 1 playoff win. One playoff win. But yeah, you're sold on that. Give it a minute. But to all you people who want to just be rats off a ship on Tua, after you kick the rocks,
Whoa.
the shoulders of rocks, you're then dead to me. Because enough is enough.
You're dead to me.
You fans who wish for these things are why it's hard to root for your team. Because you're ingrates. You got something good. Let's build on it and give it another year. It's been 3 years of full tour. After this year, the next year, it would have been 3 years. If you come to me with that next year, okay, I'll maybe listen. But it ain't like there's a whole bunch of quarterbacks out there, and you guys want to switch quarterbacks like socks.
JFig?
You're dead to me.
Bum.
Besides beautifully colored and feathered birds, who's dead to you?
Well, remember Firefest?
I sure do.
That was around 2017, 2018.
Yes.
Apparently, we thought we left it back then. But guess what? They're trying to bring it back.
Oh my God.
And the worst part is that they're trying to bring it back to Miami.
Of course. Of course.
Why? Why would you bring
You
that
know
mess
why.
over here?
You know why.
All I'm saying is they were dead to me before, and they're dead to me again. Now even worse, they're bringing it to my hometown. I don't want this. I
What's
don't
the
need
point
this
of
here. No one
Firefest?
asked for it.
Wasn't the point of Firefest too? Like you got to hang with celebrities as well. Like, wasn't it like a
Which is
special
crazy
kind
to
of
me
talent?
because that's not even true because they all go to VIP or they all just go in their own sections. You will never interact with these people.
Right.
So it makes no sense to me.
I'm not gonna hang out with you.
I never understood the appeal.
Me?
Yeah, you.
Well, you're probably gonna go, and
I would
you're
never
prob- You're gonna go, and
No.
then we're gonna see pictures
No.
with an arm, a hand on your shoulder.
Just a hand.
You've heard of
We'll
crop
never
tops.
let this go.
You've heard of crop tops. JFig has introduced the crop out.
With good purpose, okay?
Frog Boy?
Still doesn't mean it's not funny.
I'm gonna stick in the realm of Kirk Cousins. It's gonna be slightly different, all right? You guys seen this latest beef going on in the football world?
I think I know what you're referring to, but go ahead.
This is between former Washington Redskins quarterback Robert Griffin III.
Some know him as RG3.
Yes, some people know him. And Jay Gruden, former coach of the Washington Commanders, right?
Yep.
So, bit of a little beef brewing as yesterday some words were exchanged on X. Jay Gruden writes, after seeing poor Jalen Hurts get annihilated by the Green Bay defense, I believe it was, writes, if I've ever put a quarterback in this situation, I'm sorry. Which is just rich coming from him, of course.
Especially when he's got RG3 who's on TV every day.
Which RG3 saw that, was kind enough to respond.
I'm gonna tell you, RG3 is so happy, like he's back in the news. Like this dude loves to tweet.
I'm not gonna lie to you. RG3 was gonna be my original dead to me until I saw his clap back that he gave. That was just like, all right, this is perfect. But of course, RG3 responds after seeing what Jay Gruden wrote. And kind of, was like, hey, let's slow that down, buddy.
Yeah, I saw his explanation. He said that one time Jay Gruden, like the big controversy one time is RG3 threw his teammates under the bus because he said like, oh, I can't win by myself. But his claim is that Jay Gruden put him up to that press conference, that he said to call out his teammates. And then once the press conference was done, Jay Gruden then used that to back the teammates and say, you don't do that to your teammates. So he's claiming he got bamboozled by Jay Gruden.
Wow.
That's what RG3 says.
What? Now, you'd figure it'd probably end there. No. The clapback continues as Jay Gruden, a now tweet and delete.
Oh,
responded
nice try,
with,
Jay.
You weren't good enough. Kirk was better. Cleveland didn't want you. Baltimore didn't either. Quit blaming me.
Wow.
Whoa! Jay Gruden, huh? Not wrong. Not wrong at all, actually. That's probably what hurts the most.
He was the RG3 was the perfect example of he didn't know how to use his abilities to make him a better quarterback. He wanted to be either or, and it got him in trouble, right? That was the whole gist of it, that he wanted to be more of a pocket passer and not a runner.
Right.
And he wasn't there yet. So you use your athletic ability until you can catch up with all the other skills of that position.
Right, because he got banged up.
He got banged up.
He had that insane rookie year, and then he got banged up, and he's like, I don't want to run anymore. So, wow. You know, it'd be great if we could have like a Maury Povich, but it's just like QBs and coaches who didn't work out and just blame each other.
Oh, I like that.
Wait, somebody just texted me and said Gruden, and it's Chris Cody, who I told him he was dead to me. He wants Justin Fields, so we're going back at it. But he said Gruden's best tweet was the last one. He said, "Go race a pigeon."
I saw that. Oh yes, RG3 raced a Seahawk.
He did indeed. Did you see the response to that though? Because Jay was like, "All right, go race a pigeon. This is gonna be checkmate right here." RG3 responds to that. The pigeon's name is more respected than your last name.
Jeez.
Things are getting
Wow. Wait.
The Gruden name has suffered.
But I would say this. RG3 got a bum deal because he was on a bad team. And he didn't have people to kind of nurture him into the league, right? So basically he had to kind of learn how to use his skills himself, right? Because they tried to plug him into an offense. And now football is so different that I think RG3 would have had more success now because they would have used his skills and tried to make the skills that he lacked better.
Maybe.
Right. It just, you look at all the quarterbacks who can run, even like, perfect example, Lamar Jackson. Right? Lamar Jackson was more of a runner when he got into the league. Now he's more of a passer, a pretty good passer. And so those skills had a chance to advance while he was being the athlete that he is.
Crazy. What a beef.
That's funny though. And can I just tell you, very rare. I can honestly say I've never gone at it with a coach. Right?
I would have loved to see that though.
No, the only time here, I'll tell you a quick story. We got 3 minutes. So when I first went to Baltimore, we had a running back coach, right?
Mm-hmm.
And he thought he was a philosopher. He would always, so-and-so, and he put messages and stuff like that. Well, one day we went out to practice and one of the running backs screwed up something because we didn't go over it in the meetings, right? Because our coach was trying to be a philosopher. So the next day we get in there and he starts talking and I said, hey, can we get to what we need to know on the field? Because clearly you didn't have our back. And so we got to make sure we learn it before we get out there. Right?
Yep.
That was the only interaction I had with him.
What was his response to that?
Well, in about 4 weeks, I wasn't on the team. But still, you can't, dude, I'm a big fan of, I'm never going to disrespect the coach, but you can't put us out there on the field like that and not say, hey, that's my bad. I got it. I'll fix it. Right?
Yep.
You just leave us out to dry. And if another player doesn't defend the guys, right, then we just out there, he'll keep doing it. So I decided I'm going to defend the players. I'm going to say, hey, man, like, let's get to what we need to learn. And he took offense to it. But I had every right to.
For sure.
So that's the only
character Leroy Horde.
That's the only arguments. You have conversations with coaches, but most of it is very respectful, right? Like this stuff with Gruden and RG3, that would never happen if they were on the same team, right? But it can happen now because
Twitter's a flying.
Because he ain't playing football and he ain't coaching. By the way, real quick, I'm gonna go ahead on and pick Michigan now to beat Ohio State next year.
Oh wow!
Guess who their offensive coordinator is?
Bill O'Brien.
Bill O'Brien.
Yeah, Bill O'Brien. Old ass chin landed on his feet. All right. We'll take a quick break. Come back, talk a little UFC. Raquel Pennington, she's going to join the show. Back after this.
Spend your afternoon.
Thank everybody. I'm very Welcome back, everybody. I'm very excited to talk to our next guest. There's a monster UFC pay-per-view coming up this weekend, UFC 297, and very excited to have one of the co-headliners here. She is an OG. She is going for the belt coming up this weekend against Mayra Bueno Silva. It is Raquel Pennington. Rocky, thank you so much for the time. Really appreciate it.
Yeah, absolutely. How are you?
I'm doing fantastic. I cannot wait to see you in action this weekend for the belt. Do you feel, Rocky, like you've been at this for a while? Everybody makes that point, but do you feel like at the peak of your powers right now because you're on an absolute roll? Has something clicked, I guess, throughout all this winning streak that has made you feel like you can't be stopped right now?
100%. I feel like everything has truly aligned. Like, I'm a huge believer in embracing the journey, and I've failed in that aspect a few times. And, my journeys look completely different. This is my second time up for the world title. The first time, like, it just wasn't my time. And it's as simple as that. But as a person, like, I feel like I've just tremendously grown as a person, as an athlete. And like, the universe just has a way. Like, life has come together. I always say, you can go to the gym and freaking do all the work, take all the vitamins, eat all the food. But if your head and your heart ain't right, it doesn't matter. And my career has had a lot of like ups and downs with it. And I've been through some things that most people would have quit on, but I kept climbing. And throughout it, it was like a big thing for me that I preach to everybody is you just need to have fun and maximum effort. That's it. And like, I always complicated that in different aspects. And now that I've just kind of reset, like, I'm having fun and it's showing, and everything else in my life is fully aligned. And so it just plays a huge, huge part.
What was there? Can you point to a moment or something that like what was, I guess, maybe the point where you're like, I'm going to be more loose. I'm not gonna, get on myself and be so hard on myself. Like, what was the moment, or was it just a steady growth when you got to this point?
It was multiple moments. You know what I mean? Like, I sat here and I went into a huge fight with Misha Tate. I had a torn right shoulder, and it was just like, oh gosh, but like my pride and my ego wasn't gonna let me pull from that. It was a huge event. The first time that UFC was in New York, like, there was so much going behind it. And then after that fight, I went into a long layoff, had total major reconstructive surgery, came back into the highest profile fight of my career with the first world title. Lots of medical issues, all kinds of stuff going on, went into another fight, missed weight for the first time in my career. Like, nobody's going to be more critical than I have been on myself. And it was just one thing after another, but I kept doing things. And finally, one day I was just like, all right, I absolutely hate the way I feel as a person. I hate the way I'm being as an athlete. Like, none of this is fun. Like, I just hit a dark, dark point. And, I was at crossroads. You have one way to go or the other. Either you hang it up or you get your together, is how I seen it. And so I was like, I still have what it takes in here. I feel it in me, but how do I go through and find that? And that's been my journey, is like, I've just been breaking things down as a person, as an athlete, taking the proper steps, learning how to get past my own self, how to get past like the fact that, like, okay, if I'm physically like destroyed right now, going and doing recovery is okay. As athletes, sometimes we get wrapped up and it's like, we got to work. And that's not the truth. Like, and as much, I always say, this sport is 90% mental, 10% physical. Well, as much physical work as you're going out there and doing, you need to put that work into your mental state. I wasn't doing that. Like, it was like, oh, I can figure it out. I'm a tough person. Like, I got this. And the biggest thing for me was just kind of hitting the reset button. Truly, when people say going back to the drawing board, legit going back to the drawing board. And I went back to the drawing board in so many different aspects. I had to sit in front of a mirror and internally like figure out what was going on. And when I did that, like, things just started to shift. I made change in my environment. I made change with my team. I absolutely started having fun again. And it's different. There's so much outside noise. It's easy to fall into different things. And I eliminated all that. I learned how to find balance and like just this like freeing aspect and trust in myself, believe in myself. And that's made a difference. I'm here for a reason. I'm on a 5-fight win streak for a reason.
Has there, did you have any of old doubts creep back once the title fight was on the line just because of stakes again? Or did you find it like it kept cruising through this the same way that you've all worked on yourself and been in? Has it all felt normal, I guess, just because it's a title fight?
It feels normal. The pressure, like, the only person to put pressure on you is you. And like, for me, like, I've been here before. I felt the pressure to the max. Like, I've done a million different things, And in reality, you know, I mean, I've been doing this sport for a very long time. I think 14 years now. I've been in the UFC for 10 of those years, and I've been in the top 10 for majority of that time. I fought in the best of the best. And, you know, I mean, the emotions have come and gone like this. I've fallen and I've gotten back up, the highest and lowest the lows. And now, like, for me, I'm just having fun. I'm trusting in my capabilities. I'm trusting in everything that I have. You know, I've understood like the hard work that I put in, and I fully just believe in all the things that I'm capable of. So I'm just, when people say embrace the journey, like, I'm truly just embracing the journey. There's no pressure. I feel like you go out there and you just put best effort and you have fun, the outcome will be in your favor. And for me, like, as a person, I've already won in life. I truly have my cake. That belt this weekend is just the icing on top. That's a representation of the last 14 years of hard work, blood, sweat, and tears, and all my dedication.
I tell you, Rocky, you're giving me the goosies. This whole thing has been very inspirational. But so do you look at this week? Is it, you know, for you, somebody who's been, I think I saw a stat that it would be only you, Robbie Lawler, and Oliveira who had been in the UFC from 10 years, their debut to winning the championship. So some great names. You've been in there with the best. I think you've only lost to former champions. If you get this belt, when you get this belt, do you look at that as I'm good? That's the last thing I want to do, or do you want to reign for a while? Like, how do you see that all working out? Like, is this looking at as the conclusion, the topping of a career, or do you want to keep going once you win the belt?
This is just my stepping stone. You know, this is just walking into my greatness, embracing my greatness, and getting that respect from the rest of the world, and showing like exactly all my hard work and whatnot, and just being that champion. But I feel like to also be a true champion, like, you got to defend the belt a few times at least. So I'm not done yet. I feel like I've just hit my prime, and like, we're just getting started.
Is there a difference from being in the UFC for as long as you have? Like, what is, aside from just you personally, how has, I guess, fighting changed from the time you walked in? Like, what are the things that you noticed just from either opponents' talents or the way fight weeks go? What is the biggest change you've seen in the sport?
Fight week's still the same, still crazy as ever, lots of obligations, things to do, whatnot, deal with all the outside noise and, you know, the hype of everything or whatnot. But as far as like the sport, I mean, when I first came into the sport, male dominant sport to the max. Now, I mean, you have so much talent. You have multiple women's divisions. You have younger generations coming up of all this incredible talent. Like, it's just really cool to see. I remember back in the day, I was like, I started the sport and I fought a few of the same opponents twice because there wasn't any competition. Like, there wasn't many women out there. And then now, you know, it's just like, oh my gosh. But I remember being that girl and I was like, I'm gonna be one of the first women in the UFC. And people literally laughed at me, like laughed in my face. And I'm like, you guys don't understand. Like, I don't know how it's gonna happen, but one day it's gonna happen. And then that door started to open, and here comes Ronda, and Dana changes his mind, and like the avenue was there. And then the first, you know, Ultimate Fighter was my division. And, you know, I went through everything that I had to and was one of the first women to ever sign to the UFC. Like, I don't know. I'm just that type of person that when I put my mind to something, and once I make up my mind, it's game over.
Myra's had some like comments this week about like, oh, this wasn't the matchup that anybody cares about. I know you've scoffed at this. Do you feel like when your opponent says something like that, that they're a little bit mentally off the focus of you, that they maybe haven't been taking you seriously enough, or aren't going into this fight with the right mindset, or do you just focus on you?
Listen, my biggest thing is focus on me, because at the end of the day, all I have is control over that, right? But as an athlete, like, I feel like I've been an athlete since I was 5 years old. I've played every sport. And I feel like there's always, it doesn't matter what the competition is, there's always a healthy level of respect towards your opponent, towards the other team, whatever it is. That doesn't mean that, like, you know what I mean? Like, you're not going to perform, you're not going to do whatever you need to do and everything else. But I believe you need to respect, because they're there for a reason. This girl, all the things that I keep hearing about her saying and whatnot, like, I feel like she doesn't have that respect level figured out. So she's going to figure that out the hard way. I feel like Mayra's done what she's needed to get into the UFC, and she's here for a reason. She's going to be a challenge. She's going to be tough. She's going to bring a fight, right? But I feel like she's still very green, and that's where her downfall is. I feel like she's very much so into the noise and worrying about, I keep hearing that. Like, she's like, oh, they're not going to care. Like, I got to talk all this stuff. I got to do this. I got to do that. And at the end of the day, like, you could talk and talk and talk and use all your energy, but you're going to answer to my fist come Saturday. And right now you're so worried about hyping up something. I'll tell you what, people are going to watch. They're going to watch whether you talk or not. Like, sorry, the TV's on. People are tuned in. Like, there's so many people out there who love the women's fights. Like, at the end of the day, like, I feel like her mind is just, I don't know. Honestly, I feel like she's in her own delusional little world. Good for you. You fully believe in yourself, or you're saying whatever. But the thing for me is, like, I love psychology and stuff. And, like, I just really feel like insecurities are loud and confidence is silent. And you're doing a whole lot of talking.
Can't wait to watch it this weekend. Raquel Pennington, go get UFC 297. I can tell you my interest is very high in seeing you this weekend, Raquel. And it'd be really, really awesome if you do get that belt. When you get that belt, I can't wait to see this. Good luck this weekend.
Thank you.
All righty. All the best.